Magic. Magic. Take a seat. What's your name?
Stan.
Stan, yes. Stan, I've got that. Fantastic. Stan, lovely to meet you. All right, I want to hear that one on the microphone. What's your name? Stan.
And
Magic. We got
Margot.
welcome.
AKA Małgorzata
It's
Śmiewska.
Talkaoke. Welcome to the pop-up talk show. We are here in Wood Green at the Wood Green Library for the Library Lates. It's part of the Festival of Architecture. And yeah, so tell me, I can see you're eating soon. What are you eating?
it's standard donut.
It's
It's what's that? Donut.
where is it? That's a donut.
Yeah, donut.
But where did you get the donut from?
You know, Morrison.
From where?
Morrison.
Morrison.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Harrison?
A few meters kilo.
If you know what, I popped into the Sainsbury's, but I didn't see a Morrison. So, I mean, what's cheaper, Morrison, Sainsbury's? You know?
You know, my thing about Morrison's is I don't like their logo. I've always had a problem with it because it's yellow and black, and somehow these two colors make you think like, you know, emergency, something's gonna happen. Sainsbury's orange, I like that.
And yet, I mean, look, in the middle of the table, I'm not going to give my opinions, but it's the beginning, so hey. I agree, there's something there's a vibe that's lacking from Morrison's. The Sainsbury's is the orange is so warm and welcoming. I don't know, what do you guys think about it?
Morrison? Stan, do you like Morrison? Like what?
I don't like the word.
And you don't like the logo?
Yeah.
What's the thing you liked about it?
It's just like
Right, you know so. We got a new face at the table. What is your name?
My name is Ben.
David. Welcome, David. How come we're talking about Morrison, Sainsbury's? You know, Margot said that what she likes about Morris, what she does not like about Morrison. I don't know the yellow and black side. You know, Stan says he doesn't like the logo. Sainsbury's apparently is a bit more welcoming. What do you think, Sainsbury's or Morrison's? Come on, Joanna. What do you think? What's your name?
Agree at Morrison's, that yellow. It just doesn't work. Yeah.
Right. What's
But
your
then
name?
I'd say me.
Sophie. Welcome.
Thank you. I won't stay long.
Oh, right. But what were you saying about Morrison? What were you liked about it?
Oh, it's quite yellow and green. I think, or was it like black? I don't know. There's just something about it. Like, it just seems a bit like old. Like, could do with an update.
What's your supermarket of choice?
Oh, Tesco's. Only because like Lidl and Aldi are really far away. Lidl and Aldi are hanging.
Right. So, you know, if you want to put a distance, Lidl and Aldi. How interesting. What about yourself? Where is your supermarket of choice?
You know, just that the same you get salad.
Right.
And you is corn nail salad.
Yeah.
Oh my day, this salad is so
Oh, how interesting.
it's really interesting.
Are you a fan of mayo?
Yeah, are you a fan of mayo? Yeah? I mean, you know, we're in the library now. Should there be a supermarket in the library? You know, instead of books, should we have sandwiches? Should we have soda instead of the books? Should we, you know, while we're picking up your books, should we be able to pick up some food?
Sounds good, yeah, but it's for not for.
Oh, really? Why is that? Yeah, Margot?
No, you know what I like when I read a book, and sometimes I'm like reading. You kind of want to have a snack. So what I would like to see is in books, like you pick up a book, but maybe there's like a little bar, like a nut bar.
Oh,
or
I love that.
Like a little chewing gum or something
Yeah.
inside of the book, or you know, like a little wafer. That's what I would
So
like.
you're saying maybe something inside the book. So as you turn the page of the book, you can like break off a little biscuit. You know
Oh
what I
yes.
mean? One day you're talking about boxes. I don't know, Miss Rachel. Do you watch Miss Rachel? Maybe you're too old for Miss Rachel. I don't know. One day you're reading a book about Bluey, and then you turn the page and you can break off a little biscuit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So every other page is made of
Yeah.
biscuit. What do you think about that, Stash? Book made of biscuits.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
that's what I'm talking about.
come and join us. This is Talkaoke. This is a pop-up talk show. Right now we're talking about Morrison v Sainsbury's v Lidl v Tesco v Aldi. Should we bring supermarkets into the library? I mean, Margot was saying perhaps some of the books could be food. What were you doing? What are you finding? Absolutely. Oh, they're around the corner, but tell us about it. You're gonna have to come back and tell us about it when you're done. I mean, wow, what a really interesting idea. I mean, would that bring people into the library more if you could eat food while reading the book? Do you go to the library? Have you been to this library before?
No, that's first.
Oh, well, and you know what? Welcome, but what do you think about it? What's your views on it?
It looks very nice. I might go here.
So you like how it looks? Yeah. I mean, what do you know? What is the purpose of this library? Do you know?
Dave, are you going?
Oh, let's get a final
Come
thought.
back. Get a
We
beer,
need a
let's
final
do it.
thought from you before you leave us. All right, he's gone. He's gone. What's the purpose of libraries? Do you know? Yeah, really. I mean, I don't know. Should we?
I guess we're about to start in a minute.
Yeah, you kind of. No, you're not. Hey, no. I mean, look, something.
I've just asked him.
You know, maybe you can tell us what is the purpose of a library? Just it's a self-personal. Or can the library be whatever you want it to be? You know? Yeah. Not funny. Not funny. Okay.
No.
Not funny. I'm gonna think about that. What is not funny?
Always good.
Always funny.
I feel like libraries are not very funny places, you know, because I don't know, maybe you've not been to a library before.
Well, you know, are you
but
able
it's
to
basically
explain
required.
to Stan what a library is? Because he was saying that he doesn't really know what the purpose of a library is.
Purpose of a library, it's a very good question. Maybe Dave can help me out on this one. What are libraries for? I think libraries are for people to hang out.
Hang
They
out.
are there to have a book. What's wrong? What happened? Why? What's wrong with this beer? Well, that's what you wanted. No, I'm not drinking this. This is Ella's. I opened this for you.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Wow.
okay. That is so kind of
Thank you.
Thank
want
you
to
so
take one
much.
on?
Thank you
I
so
don't
much.
At the moment. So let's
Amazing.
put it here. So maybe when you finish, you can.
That was very
Dave,
decided
don't go because we are trying to explain to Stan what a library is for. Any ideas? I mean, when I got here and I was setting up, you were already here, so I feel like you know a little bit about library.
Yeah.
What I know about libraries is that, to me, libraries make a good place to block by.
Let's make a good place to
Yeah, the block.
the block. What do you mean? What do you mean?
The block. It's a corner we can go find out things.
Right. So it's a
Not
place
blink,
of,
not blink, somebody's going to charge you to go room.
you know, what is something that you found out in the library recently?
I find in this library you can learn how to play piano.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is there a piano in the library?
There is one coin.
Oh, wow. And you learned how to play the
I
piano.
never learned how to play.
But you come and join us.
I found that you can learn how to play.
Did you know that you can learn how to play the piano here?
Yeah, right in the corner.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you can learn how to play the piano. Would you like to learn how to play the piano? Would you like to learn how to play the piano? Yeah. Welcome. Welcome to your name.
Chris Manchester.
We got Francesca. We got Magic. We got Sam. We got David. We got Margot. We got Kizzy. Come and join us. What's your name? So come and take a seat. I mean, we've been talking about all sorts. What are your favorite supermarkets, edible books? What is the purpose of the library? You know, did you know David said that you can learn how to play a piano here? Exactly. Oh, really? Oh, really? Sam is learning what a library is right now. But anyway, let's get a new round of names. What's your name? Tsunami. What's your name? Tsunami. Francesca.
Ashi.
Atik, yeah?
Ashi.
Ati.
Yanti.
Pianti.
Yanti.
Yanti, yeah? Yanti.
Izel.
Giselle.
Izel.
Giselle. Edel. Look, I'll get that. We'll get that Edel. That's lovely. And yeah, what's your name?
Izzy.
Izzy. Dan. Magic. And this is Talkaoke. This is the pop-up talk show, and you can talk about absolutely anything. I mean, so far you've talking about Aldi, Sainsbury's. Should we bring the supermarket to the libraries? Margot thinks yes. She wouldn't mind snacking on an edible book while she's reading. What's the purpose of the library? Is it learning how to play piano? You can learn how to play a piano in this library. I mean, oh yeah, I forgot to get the name of this flower. What's your name? Anyone know the name of this flower?
Is it an orchid?
Huh?
Is it an orchid?
Orchid?
Yeah, orchid.
Okay, alright. Orchid.
Because I'm interested about how to play a piano.
Okay, alright. So, and remind me of your name.
Yanti.
Yanti wants to learn how to play the piano. I mean, how would Yanti learn? Does anyone work for the library here? Can we get someone over who works for the library? Do you work for the library? We need to know how Yanti can learn how to play the piano. Let's connect. Let's make this connection. Don't worry. We're going to find out.
Because I saw some people how to learn the piano there. It's how
Okay.
to, you know.
Fine.
I'm interested how to play.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? We're going to find out for you today on this table. I mean, we're in the library. Have you guys been to the library before?
I have been to the library before, but one thing that I'm not sure about this library is like, what languages do you have the books in? Because I don't know about you, but I wouldn't mind having like a little book in Polish or maybe in French, because I've started learning French, where I'm actually Polish.
Oh,
So it'll be like a nice little treat, you know, like you're going through books and then suddenly, they recognize this.
Okay, so I mean, I think we need somebody from the library around the table now, because there's a lot of questions there. I mean, I can definitely see some text there. Is that Korean? Is that Mandarin? I think it might be Korean. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I did see, I think there are some foreign language books in the library, but there's also what appears to be a kind of international film festival going on.
Oh,
Just wanted to point that out.
Wait, whereabouts?
If you check out the board up there, I think every Thursday they have a film playing at 6 o'clock for that time.
I mean, what's the next film? What is the next film?
I couldn't tell you, but the schedule's up. The schedule's on the board. I think tonight it was like a Swedish film.
Okay, I mean, are you into film? What do you think you'll be coming down on Thursday evening to check out the International Film Festival? You know? But I do think we need someone from the library here who can answer some of our questions. We're going to find out about piano. Okay, great. Find out about playing the piano here. I mean, so we got a film festival, multilingual book.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I quite like the idea of the film festival, and now we've got music. How do you feel about music? Because I'm like, this has got like an underground club vibe. I don't know, it's like a rave. Do you know what I mean? This is what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I'm really down with it. I would not think this is something they'd have in the library. I mean, I don't know, have you ever been to a rave in a library? I have.
You have.
I've not been to a rave in the library. I have been to a party in a swimming pool.
Oh.
There was no water. It was just like where a pool used to be.
Where was this?
It was in Stoke Newington.
Okay.
But yeah, weird places to party. Anyone else?
Yeah, okay, so weird places to party. So you partied in a swimming pool. What about yourself?
The Virginia Natural History Museum.
Yeah?
Maybe that's something they could do here.
I mean, what is that party? That night,
They don't feel like that shit. They could go over yoga
in
library.
your Natural History Museum?
Yep.
Wow, so you're dancing amongst the dinosaurs. Yeah, imagine that. Partying in the Natural History Museum. That sounds absolutely amazing. I wonder what the dinosaurs would think. Can they shake a leg or two? I don't know. Maybe they can like move their tail in some way.
I think dancing on the tail would be like a really super skill because we don't have tails. I feel like we're missing out. I don't know. I'd like to have a tail personally. But I remember when we did a Talkaoke in Natural History Museum earlier on this year, and the conversation was about people sleeping over in Natural History Museum, and the security guards were saying, yeah, but when people sleep here, they just fart a bit. And which is not a problem. It's human, like being human. And then we started thinking, oh, do the dinosaurs, fart and stuff like that? But I think library by night or sleeping in the library, quite like that.
Okay, wow. So maybe having a sleepover in a library, in the same way you can sleep in the national.
I feel like it'd be pretty cold in a library.
Ah,
I need to be when I'm going to bed. I need to lay.
Right. I mean, could we get blankets? Was there blankets provided in the Natural History Museum? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. You can get anything.
Yeah. Wow. So the books, and they provide some insulation. I wonder if you can it's so interesting. I know I'm going to talk about me, but just around the road, maybe you guys are local. I saw outside Oxfam, there's a homeless person sleeping outside Oxfam.
Oh, welcome, people. Amazing.
Yeah, they're going to sleep. Take a seat, you pretty little thing. The teacher. What's your name?
Hi, everyone. I'm Sam. I'm a social worker in Equity Institute.
Okay, we got Sam.
Hi everyone, I'm Brian and I'm working in Madrid.
Alright, you know what, Sam, Brian. You know what, let's do around the names again actually. What's your name?
Sonali.
Sam. Ashi. Yanti, isn't it? Isel. Brian. Izzy. Margot. David. Fran. Magic. I'm Enna. This is Talkaoke. This is Hobart Talk Show. Look, we have somebody that works in the library around the table. So look, what was your question? What did you want to know how to do?
I want learning how to play piano.
Yeah.
Okay, so people come about right in this or about these production.
So all of the libraries in Haringey. How interesting.
Yes, I've got one
Yeah.
So it was like go to the job. Different countries.
Yeah. I mean, is there a certain day? Oh, let's get a final thought from you guys before you leave one. So final thought. Just one moment. I'm going to get a final thought from you guys. Any final thoughts about anything you've heard so far in the conversation?
Even if we could do this, and I think a lot of people would come over and talk about a talk show.
Yeah. Right. So you're saying the library needs a talk show.
We already did a party, right? I'm not sure. Maybe like after DJ or something.
More DJing. Okay. So what days is the plan of day available?
Need to check it in the horizon, but I had to be quick up.
Yeah.
Again, it's been outside of that and the stage. I have so many years. We are.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, but I saw every Tuesday they have usually somebody hosted trivia every Tuesday. I think 3 or so.
Okay. So you're saying it's every Tuesday and Friday? Every Tuesday and Friday? Yeah. Yeah.
I just have I have them only Tuesday only.
Okay. So
Tuesday and Saturday or Sunday I'm free. But on Tuesday I'm so interested in here.
So it sounds like, we're answering questions about the library around the Talkaoke table. Problems are getting solved, all right?
It's kind of like an instant book club. I mean, are people here part of any book clubs? Or have you ever been part of book clubs?
Any of them?
Yeah?
So we do have so do I remember a script class or obviously not really out of this college in show affecting me off perfect now with something and then I think it should be a fun day.
I mean, what are some of the book clubs that you have here?
Well, obviously the
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Solid is to
Right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, you know, what is the purpose of, I mean, if you could create your own book club, what would it be? What is a book club? What is a book club?
I feel like it's a book club and somebody can share your favourite book. I feel like when you come to a library or you go into a bookshop, it can be quite overwhelming. I don't know which one to pick. Or because it's a bit of a commitment to sit down and read a book. You want it to be good. There's where I've like seen something, it ended up being rubbish. Then I don't read anything.
I mean,
so that book club is something where someone recommended it.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say it's from the social care perspective. Originally, there's something that we can embed like our children into like a different space, a different kind of reality. Also as well, in terms of book club, that is something that we're definitely looking at doing. Using the library space, so like what children do when they come from school, etc. What these are for our children that have like childhood trauma.
Okay.
Place, but then to feel safe, get lost in words and feel health, and then be able to be specialist.
Okay.
Because obviously from that we'll be able to get there to be quite drawing, etc. So again, book club gives a lot of statistics from other people, but also it gives sometimes parents a little bit of respite. If you've got a book club for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it's just you, the Sarah could probably go to post office, do something and come back, knowing that your child has learned something in that space. So yeah.
Wow, so gosh, the book club really, reading the book club seems to have so many benefits for children who are
less fortunate and having
less fortunate. I mean, so it's a form of escapism. You know, David, I'm wondering, are you part of any book clubs in this library? Yeah, have you ever been? If you could, do you want to be part of a book club? Or you know what, do you read, what's the last favorite, the last book you've read that you enjoyed?
And do you want to start one too, David? I'm gonna start one.
Yeah?
I'm gonna start one. I'll fund it a bit for you.
Yeah. You know, can we get a final thought from you before you leave us?
So for me, obviously, it's about nothing important to me. A young man there, joining at the soul for the bargain. So you want to glitch hobbies and give me please take you up.
Yeah.
So you got people sleeping. All that.
Yeah.
Putting that really important. Especially for the girl, acquire teaching and then really new lab with them.
Yeah.
Take them, the whole rather than anything crazy.
Yeah.
Stimulate or how to come up with.
Yeah.
Just straight to the problems going on.
You know what? As someone that works for the library, what do you enjoy about libraries? What do you enjoy about it?
Also, because we didn't really work about the data and the business.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right.
It's about the Sunday go to school.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome.
Wow, so it's about how the user enjoys it. Gosh, it sounds like there's a party over there. I mean, tell us what's going on over there. Has anyone seen it?
I want to have a bit more energy than that, guys. Yeah. How is everybody doing tonight?
How are you doing tonight?
Yes, that's what I want to hear. Welcome.
How are you doing tonight?
Show for you guys tonight. Thank you very much for coming down.
What's for goodness? What's a video again?
You got drinks over here. We got a lot of stuff over here.
What are you enjoying right now?
These guys say will assist you. In the meantime, we're just getting the guys ready for the show.
Sometimes we think I know it's so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. Well, so I mean,
stimulating here, okay?
I mean, maybe it's a moment to take a little because we're competing with the sound over there.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. Let's take some final thoughts and we just carry on.
Yeah. Can I have a final thought from you before you leave us? Any thoughts about the conversation?
Yeah, it's good. Everything is good. I like it.
Nice. How about yourself?
Yes, this is a real surprise. We were studying the same thing in the library.
Oh yeah.
Taking this at all.
What are you studying?
The computers.
Oh, lovely, lovely. So you can computer.
Yours are just studying computer. It's the computer. We are studying computer.
Oh wow. So you can study that?
Can I ask, I mean, is this a good environment? Obviously not right now, but like, is it a good environment to learn? Because the IT and computers and stuff.
It's computers for beginners. Yeah. And it's very useful here. It's very good for beginners. People they haven't they don't work for computers at work.
Yeah.
So it's very useful.
Right. Oh, wow.
I'm really interested because I find sometimes when I'm trying to learn a new skill, if I'm not actually using it in real life, like I say, people who don't work with computer every day, it's very hard to get better at it. So I wonder when you're learning the computer skills, do you then develop like your own project yourself in between the sessions? Or
computer, you tend to use the digital word more. I find since I started, I use it every day as opposed to only when I felt like it. It's really good. Yeah.
Cool. And you do stuff for fun as well? Do you do stuff for fun on the computer, or is it mostly
very fun, slowly, very slowly?
For me, fun mostly.
At the moment, it's very just slowly at the ABCs, and that's what we go very,
keep it up. I mean, good. Are you guys staying? Let us know how it goes. Let us know what you see. Come back and tell us what you see tonight. Are you guys staying? Are you guys going to be going over there? And right. Okay. Yeah, lovely to meet you anyway. Alright, take care. Oh yes, take the car. Take the car.
You can check us out on your computer. There'll be some photos and videos. Thank you.
Alright. We're gonna take a little walk. What do you think? Yeah, that's true. Behind the little business card, yeah. Yeah, wow. So I'm so curious about these cups. See, all who play and all who will. What does it sticky? So all who play and all who will. He said 1873 forever. I'm so curious about it. What do you think? What do you think that means? Do you play? Do you play? What do you play? You're used to what I does or you play games, football, TV. I know it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
No, I was wondering because last time I visited Stan at home, we were talking about your blocks, about your Lego. So I wonder whether there could be some Lego books where you don't actually have to read them. You can,
we have few Lego books. How about they don't do that?
I mean, do we mean like some Lego pieces on the shelf? I mean, did you play with Lego? You know, when you was a child, or even now, do you play? Do you play games? Do you play music?
Obviously, I was a child. When the game got played, playground, very scaling.
Electric, something. Electric.
Mechanical race track.
Another mechanical racing track.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it? What did you play when you were in Australia? What did you play?
My way.
Yeah, when you were in child.
Football.
Oh, so you played football?
Yeah.
Where did you play?
Friend has a village.
Around the village.
Yeah.
I mean, do we need a place to play football in the library? What do you think about playing football in the library? Do you need a room where you could like play football? You know?
Can we say football outside the room?
Yeah, intensely shooting the goal. Maybe you can shoot through the book. You know, hand it out.
Yeah.
Imagination. I think nothing has to be real. Could it be a VR? Would you like, you know, someone during on under
But you were saying, she was saying about playing football out in the village, and I wonder whether this library could like actually have I don't know, a branch somewhere in the countryside. Like, you know, you come to the library, but actually they take you outside of the city where you can just like deal with nature, because that's one thing. In Wood Green, there's not that much nature, is there? There's not that many parks. So
I mean, does anyone just Alexandra, Annie
Annie,
so like, Annie like, have you been?
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's go to. And should we head up to Nottingham? What does it look like? I've never been. I've been up and job night. We're talking about adding Hallie.
So I hope everyone's happy. I get like videos.
What's your name, by the way?
I'm Louisa.
Louisa, welcome to Louisa. We're talking about zooming to bring some more green spaces into the network.
Green woods though?
Yeah, green spaces.
Green space? Green library. How would you do that?
Well, you know,
That's a big one to think about.
I mean, what are you doing right now?
So I work at Talkaoke,
Alright, I'm not someone that work hard away.
and I did the marketing, so I'm here to try and get to see videos.
Oh, wonderful. Is everyone comfortable with the music filming?
I mean, the thing is that when you film something, then you can pretend that something is somewhere that it's not. So, for instance, you can pretend that, you know, you could create a film where a library is out in a park or something, and you go like, oh, where's the park library? Yeah, and it's just not. It's just in Wood Green. Well, you came to Ali Pali with your school, and what did you see music? Did you see theatre? What did you do there?
Alright, here you go. Welcome, boy. Let's rock. Are you guys ready? Alright, before we do the show.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. Is it fun walking up the hill?
You guys need
You know, do we need the hill in the line? So I mean, how do we get to the top floor?
I think the performance is starting now, so maybe you'll go and watch the performance with.
And it's Catherine.
Fox, my name so many times now.
Oh yeah,
It never gets boring.
David. But you know what? It's for the new people. You know, Catherine and Alex, they don't know your name. But we've got Margot. I won't let you say it again. I'm Ella. We've been Talkaoke at the pop-up flick show. So this is the second night actually. The first round, I'll do a little recap. We started off talking about Morrison's v Sainsbury's v Aldi v Lidl v Tesco. What's your favorite? You know, apparently Morrison's I think was bottom of the list. But also Margot was saying that perhaps having, you know, edible books, that would be good, you know, because when she's reading books she likes to snack. We also spoke about learning how to play the piano in the library. He spoke about so many things, and it really is up to you where you want to take the conversation. Kashuin, tell us about only from Alibaba, please.
So I'm an Ali staff at the sector, but also I've grown up in December Hill.
Right.
This is always my local centre. And I use this library.
I work in a library.
Oh, that's good to know.
Right.
So we didn't have anyone from the library.
It's part of furniture.
Right.
I shall tell you.
It's part of my furniture.
Right.
It's okay. And now it's part of Ali Pali.
Right. So
Furniture as well.
Do we need more furniture in the library? We got a new face on the table. What's your name?
Dalmar.
Dalmar, yeah?
I work in the library actually.
Oh wow, so we got, you work in the library. We got Alex. Hey Alex, are you local to this area? You know? You're from South Tottenham. Okay, did you grow up coming to this library? Catherine said that she's grown up coming to this library.
No, I'm Grafstone here.
Oh wow, so you grew up in school, you grew up in Buzz, you grew up. Right, so it's Stoke Newington, is Stoke Newington classes local to Wood Green? How interesting.
I'm just interested in this idea that people kind of meet in the library. Is it a good place to meet people? Or is it, I don't know, maybe because you work here, is it okay to chat to people in the library?
Yeah.
Is it like, but I should be whispering. In fact, I should be very quiet. What's the kind of code of conduct?
You know what? That's a good question. Come and join us. We got Dharma, we got David, we got Catherine, we got Alex, we got Margot. What's your name? Daniel. Okay, we got a few D's around the table. Dr. David, Daniel. Amazing. So yeah, look. Hey, we got a couple of people from Stoke Newington here. The 67 bus. The 67 bus. Wow.
Classic, yes.
They used to bring me from Haggerston. Yeah. 67.
I said I've been managed to
Yeah.
not frequent.
I had to jump with a 243 sometimes.
243, frequent, 67, or the other, we don't know.
You know what I mean? But okay, so we've all got that. But Margot, it's an interesting question actually. All questions are interesting here, but can you chat at the library? What's the etiquette for talking at the library? You work at the library, do you have to tell people this,
No. I know there's a lot of artists that come to the library as well. And I have a lot of conversations with them.
Yeah.
We get some time. So I myself am studying animation, so you kind of connect like that. Well, no, it's quite calm. You can talk, you can connect. Especially in this library, it's a bigger library, so it's.
So in 2024, you can talk in the library. You can connect. Yeah. Okay. So Catherine's bouncing.
I'm really interested. Why you think lots of artists come to the library?
I think a lot of people are doing things like music in their area. There's a lot of local artists, and we let them put their art in the library as well. In this library, Marcus Garvey Library, we have art galleries in other libraries. They can sell their life. But yeah, we let people basically sell their art in the library as well.
So the library is a marketplace as well. Oh, interesting.
But he can say more about that. He's my boss actually. He's the manager of the library.
Interesting. You can sell in the library, you can learn how to play the piano in the library, you can learn how computing in the library. These are some of the things we've learned today. Partying in the library, eating in the library,
Whoa, not eating.
It's not a long way from the 90s. So how you can kind of literal memories of what's in that partying local hours. Why eating? It's so just not too bad because for not chicken and chips.
Right. You know what? So you work in the library. When was this library built? And how has the library changed over the decades?
Well, I've been here 2 decades, so it's changed a lot before. So we never used to have the customer service center downstairs, but we're doing now right around back there where the glass doors are. So that's changed. Well, food will become a bit more light-hearted.
A bit more light.
which is better. Before emphasis of the youth, before it was like average people. I think I'm still pretending I'm a child, but I'm an adult now. And then before it was that be seen and other. Well, now we're trying to get people to get more of a voice, so it's nice.
Okay, so you're trying to get toward it. Let's see if Alex. Oh, you're taking a photo show. You're not gone. You're not gone. I've got some questions for you, please. Margot. Oh, you know, and I see you. But it's after hours. Is it after hours?
Yeah.
It's very true. What is? I mean, what is after hours? What are the hours of the library?
Monday to Friday, 9 till 7.
Oh, 9 till 7.
Saturday 9 to 5 and Sunday 12 till 4.
Oh wow! I mean, 7 p.m. Is that late?
I don't know. I'm used to it.
You're used to it. I mean, how does the vibe change throughout the day? You know, what's the vibe like? Yeah, what's the vibe like, Dharma?
Yeah, I would say, you know, it changes when school ends.
Right.
Especially during exam season.
Yeah.
You know, the kids come and they pretend to study and whatnot.
Oh, pretend. Pretend. Is that what you used to do?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Wait, that's the main difference.
Right. So if you're pretending to study, what are you doing?
Just trying to eat their chicken and chips. You know.
Are you trying to sneak it? Oh.
Yeah.
What did you say, sir?
Checking people out.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, having a look around.
Is that checking people out on the... I know you check books out the library.
Well, sometimes we check out with somebody new.
Oh, okay. I love this. I love how we're using the sort of library language as metaphors for maybe other things. I don't know.
No, I think it's quite good to way to check people out because you can pretend exactly you can like looking at books. I can see the bookshelves, you can look through, you can see other people. But I mean, have there been any romance happening here in the library? Do you know people met here? Okay, so
Patrick,
that's right. Not in this particular library, Michael. Actually, I would make special trips to Dubai with my father. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What do you imagine? You know, you have to elaborate?
Wow, it goes down in the library.
I mean, I would like to link two things. I once went on a date in Tesco.
Oh,
and it was really good. Really good.
What was good about it?
I mean, because it's actually in a way Tesco and library is similar because you've got all these aisles. You can like, if you're stuck for a subject, you're like, oh yeah, check out this meal deal. You know,
wow.
Or like, wait, have you read this one?
So, I mean, look, hey, is that what dating is in 2024? You know, you got to find out what your partner's favorite fruit is. I don't know. Maybe dating in 2024, yeah, it's all about finding out what book they like to read. You know, do we need to contact Hinge and Bumble and let them know that if this is where it's at, with the library? Maybe their markets, should they change their marketing campaigns to include library? I don't know. Open doors, did you get? I'll let you So, what do you see on your journey around the table? Round the grid.
As for a library.
I mean, wow. So, is this the only library you see?
Oh, no, I think I'm a library.
Okay. And how does this compare to other libraries? What keeps you coming back?
He's the president of that.
Oh, it's your first time. What's your first impression?
I really like it. So he has high ceilings, staircase on the back.
I love high ceilings, lovely staircase. Okay.
I mean, my friend, he's a photographer, but he specializes in architecture. I'm like, come on, that's not a real specialism. You know? It's a building. Like, if you look at people, now that's something interesting, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But actually, when I saw his photographs, sorry, this is the reason why I shouldn't be eating at the table, because I just spat out a bit of mud on the table. So I understand now. I'm sorry. So, yeah, I'm sorry. It's okay, ladies. But what I wanted to say is that when I looked at his photos of the buildings, they really kind of pop out. I can't explain it. It's just so good.
Do you think character? Did the building have a personality, a character? You know, going back to the whole basic conversation, how would you market the library? What personality does this library have? You know, what aura, vibe does it give off? You know, you see this high ceilings, you're loving its gorgeous stairs, you know? So how would you market the library? Outside it, I will be honest, it looks a little bit, how would I describe it? It looks a little bit depressed outside, but coming in, it's come alive. But how do we bring that inside, outside, you know?
Well, I think it's a little bit stuck in the 80s a little bit.
It's stuck in the 80s.
To change the colors a little bit.
Yeah, okay. So how would we bring it into 2024?
I think doing things like this is perfect. I'm surprised. I think it's the first time I've been to something like this.
Yeah.
I think I've done it twice before, I think. Yeah, a couple times before.
Okay.
But doing more things like this, bringing more kids into the
More
library.
events like this, bringing more young people. Is it all about the young people?
Yeah, it is all
No, it's not all about the young people, but there's basically young people to go. So we have to kind of maybe want that worse and maybe pay a bit more to them, but it's not going to say spaces no more, you have to go there. But the community has also a lot of libraries, so that has to completely change and how they operate. It's not just about books. It's about bringing people together, so having conversations and through it.
So it's not just about the books, if we give that back out to other things, you can save stage. You know, it's a place for people to hang out where there is none. How many libraries are there in Harrogate?
We have 9. So
9 libraries. Okay. I mean, it's interesting. What makes a safe space?
I mean, I think I quite like the idea of doing more events in real life. I wouldn't even, like, maybe I would just like refresh the colors, but I think colors are okay because I'm from Poland and there's like this trend that people paint. They build modern buildings and they paint them pastel colors and they don't go with absolutely anything on the street. It just looks like, I like the color, you know, but the colors aren't intense enough. They're just a bit like lackluster. I don't know. So I think if we like made a pastel purple wall, I think that would cheapen it. But I think what brings the characters, like events, bars, and that kind of stuff.
Right. So you say the character is how it looks. You know what? Again, in the middle of the table, it's not about my opinion, but I think what's missing in this library is greenery. Greenery. You know,
what kind of greenery are you talking? Like what kind of
you know what? I'm
forest?
I'm thinking a bit of ivy. A little bit of ivy. I mean, do you know what ivy is? Maybe we need to get a sort of plant cover.
I'm not a fan of ivy.
You're not a fan of ivy?
I'm selling it.
Okay.
It's going back.
Right, so you know what? Maybe we need to look for books about ivy in a library and look at how you can manage that, taking over your garden. You know what I mean? Do you use the library? Do you still use the library? How do you use the library? Is it? Do you use the library?
No, but I need to get it back in power about what I've done there.
Right. I mean,
we have a QR code in there so that you can scan and stretch. You know?
21st century.
Right, so environment friendly QR code.
Okay, this is maybe a bit random, but like, has anybody heard about human library? What even is that? Human library?
It sounds like checking out.
Yeah. So, oh no, it's not. No, I think it's like you ask somebody, like instead of opening a book, so for instance, you've got an ivy issue in your house, I understand, right? So maybe instead of finding a book or going on Wikipedia or whatever, gardening.com or something, you go to like say somebody who looks like a gardener and say, listen, I've got this issue, and they tell you. So you open them like a book in a way. Something wrong, but you know what I mean?
Okay, wow. I mean, how do we read about that?
That's actually a sick idea. Yeah, that like things like. It took me a year to figure out how many put on the shelf. I feel like I had a human library.
Yeah.
Someone come around or just video showing me how to use Screenwrite. Yeah. Nailed the wall, get on with it, rather than like stack my books up in the corner.
Yeah, amazing. What kind of wills do you have?
I guess it was, I found out the hard way, but it's like some of it I like, some of it's spray.
Right, so some of it's fast, some of it's spray. So you know what we need the humans specialize within. Drafter and brick and all of this.
Yeah,
make it flat, like human library. I mean, do you see like a corner of this library to just have a bunch of humans just standing waiting for different queries? I mean, there's a lot of people sitting outside. I don't know, maybe.
You know what? So many people pass them one. They get so much side traffic, and they're maybe not always interested, but like there's a lot of knowledge out there. There's a lot of just sitting outside.
There's a lot of untapped knowledge outside.
I mean, I wonder whether there should be some kind of like a human library headhunter kind of blocked outside. Just be like, sorry, you look like, you know, a thing or two about blue wire skills, like what's going on, what can you contribute to this library? It's actually got a really nice soft furniture there for people who are human library. They don't have to sit on shelves, it's actually really cozy. Why don't you hang out there, bring your beer, I don't know, maybe bring your beer.
I mean, with AI, you know, do we still, are there still going to be used like in the library? Can't we just use ChatGPT and AI? I mean, are we even going to, why do we even need libraries now when we can get everything online?
Well, it made me think about how appreciative I am that we still have staff in this library. Because in a lot of boroughs, they got rid of staff and they just have volunteers. And we're very fortunate that we still have actual library staff. And the customers, they enjoy that, especially the older customers. Yeah, they're very fortunate to actually speak to someone. They hate using the machines and all that kind of stuff. Especially in the smaller libraries, a lot of the older customers, they don't want to use the machines at all.
Okay, right, so the older customers, they're not interested in using the machines.
Also, sorry, one more point. Speaking about AI, ChatGPT and stuff like that, I don't think that's going to take away human interaction, the value of human interaction. That's a part of human nature. I don't think that can ever go away, really, in my opinion.
I mean, the value of human interaction, what is the value of human interaction?
Well, how do you feel now?
Over there. Okay, so I'm going to give you Kristen Catherine, and then I'll come to you, Margot.
I was thinking about this, like going back to how it looks in here. It's like literally like a canvas.
Yes.
And it feels like it's the walls, like it's the space that you could literally do things on. Like part of the decorating will be part of the activity. Like the changing things.
Right. So
like not just painting, like I light up plants I did.
Right. Something protected? Do you say
yeah,
changing? Something changing. Something crazy. I mean, what is your role here at the library?
I'm the team leader.
You're a team leader. Okay. Oh, Margot.
How do you get to be a team leader? Is it because you read a lot of books? Is that how you get promoted?
No, that's quite the opposite. I just applied. No. So I've been here for 23 years now.
Okay.
Things all playing, but I like my role, but sitting one day in the same every day. An opportunity arose where I could get a job, so I applied and luckily
That's the show that we were waiting for. Make some noise! Hey! Oh! Hey! Oh! Hey! Let's go!
I was wondering, everybody's going, I don't know what to say. How was the performance?
Yeah, how was it?
Why don't they even come? Let us know how it was. Are you a human library? Do you have any knowledge? No knowledge. That's quite something as well.
Wow.
But I was just wondering, like, how about like going and checking out how you work in other libraries? Because somebody said there's like a network of 9 libraries or something.
Yeah, like 9.
And some have got just volunteers. You guys have got staff.
Yeah.
But, you know, would that make sense to like go and work in different libraries, get to know different older people and stuff, or is that be like, nah, this is enough?
Okay, so yeah, how does it work?
Yeah, so we do actually go around. It depends on what's needed in one library. So we're all based at certain sites. We have a thing called clubs, so there's 3 libraries have staff. Certainly, I don't know, so example, Alexandra Park might need a certain number of staff and they'll short, so we all set you out and we try to use different students or different parts of the borough. that's more heavily used in certain literature, some that's more computer related, some that's more higher DVD review, so they're all very different.
Companies are a bit, so they all have their own unique personality. Like a bit like, no, or enough about what something is as a living. Like, I don't know. Let's listen to the library or what you make it easy.
They don't say anything to me anymore. They'll say the back. It's no, I don't really have much interaction with the public anymore. I do at least come out and have a look, but I've never. The shooter has changed over the last 3 years. Pretty much. Well, there's loads of cheap shops now. So from people working, well, there are people working at post office. People work at Nick's or River Island. They have more breaks. Younger people that are working in the weekend who are not going to get boosted with studying. So it's changed a lot, but we've adapted with the change that they're trying to do.
So adaptable. I mean, this is part of the shopping center. Is it part of the fucking center of the line, right? Or is it like a separate building? Or is it separate building? Okay, so when you walk right there,
that's the mall, it's not really, the shopping centre is not that way.
Yeah, that's what that brings that
the post
memory.
office has moved. So,
Let's have fun interview before you know. Oh, yeah. He'll be back, we'll be back.
Yeah, they're all changed a lot, but changing is also quite something. We've never had this 10 years ago.
Yeah,
no, it was just like you can't do them advancing. So I think it's really refreshing and it's a fancy.
So this exciting time to walk for. Okay.
I was just wondering, like, what is the uniqueness of a library? Because I mean, you know, you can do a party in any space, right? You can transform any space into I don't know, events, hub, whatever. But is there anything that is kind of like really makes library a library?
Yeah.
Apart from the books, it's like a spirit of library.
Yeah. Spirit of the library.
Is there something for like keeping it pure, or does it have to be like accommodated and made like hip for young people? I mean,
traditional, like a traditional library, people don't really definitely require, it was really more diverse. We have people bring for some homeless, some people that just want companionship. So we have a lot of this is all very different. I've got some interesting libraries are based on Zen House library.
It's a bit loud, it's a good way, you know?
But just know, a couple of late. The residents don't know
you know what? I want to see a wedding in a library. That's what I want to see. I want to see someone get married down the aisle. You know, but we got a new face on the table. What's your name?
My name's Anthony.
Anthony, welcome Anthony. I mean, you've joined us at a really hot point in the conversation. We're talking about marriage, we're talking about romance in the library, we're talking about the architecture of the library, we're talking about the library in 2024, what it looks like, what it can offer. What does the library offer you? So you give free medical advice, business advice. You know, earlier we were talking about the human library and how, you know, maybe the library needs to offer humans that can help out on random things. It sounds like that's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's been there for a long time now.
Yeah.
I enjoy being able to give back and help the library over the years.
Yeah.
And allows me to come in here and come in, take ideas, and I have to go their businesses.
I mean, you know what? I just have a quick question. What is the most wackiest or out there idea, business idea that you've come across since mentoring people?
Oh God, I've got a big one. Alright, I'll tell you one, because he didn't start this. There was a gentleman that came in and he wanted to have everyone in Harrogate to wear cameras. So it would be like almost like a live social media. Everybody had their camera, they'd all interact. And if anything went wrong, then you'd always know because somebody would be wearing a camera, filming somebody.
Yeah.
Who wanted to say that.
How interesting.
Wow, that's a crazy idea. I don't know if I would like everybody to have a camera. I wonder, like in terms of like a business model, how are libraries doing at the moment? Any business advice to libraries? What should they be doing to be a buoyant business model? Should they be on social media? Should they just transform into
That's a good question. That's a good question.
That is a good question. What are they doing? Give me a second to think.
All right.
And I'll come up with an answer. Because
All right. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that.
And I think they need to be trained in
Make some noise for Dream!
then I'm really talking about the training on the human aspect of what is good here.
Right.
It's a place to come where you'll be welcome and safe. And there will be people here. I have been into libraries that are not staffed, which is kind of okay. At least you can get the books, but like missing a lot when there's no staff here.
Right.
They do that in some other boroughs.
But
here, the idea that you can come in and somebody to talk to, and there's a person behind all the processes here. So like, what my favourite thing in my local library is that the librarians write recommendations, and there's a like big bloody door there that they've chosen, and obviously they're doing that just with books, but I feel like people, a space to come to interact with other people's choices, other people's things they're interested in, a showcase for that, not just art or whatever, but like what do people like, and here, I'm stoked that I'm going.
You know what, it kind of it goes with what you're saying about what is the spirit of the library, and it's the people.
And it's like people can choose stuff. It's laid out for you to choose the books. And like it's not like this is the only book and you have to buy this. These are the most important best-selling books and you have to buy them. So that's the spirit of the library, is that there's a range of stuff here and you can follow your interests and you can encounter other people's interests.
Wow, so it really is a place of exploration.
Yes.
Alright, interesting.
I mean, you've got an idea?
I was agreeing.
Yeah.
I was agreeing with what you said. I've got an idea, but you go first now.
I just wanted to say that because I think everybody who reads books or listens to podcasts or whatever, if you ask them what's your favourite thing, they'll be like, oh yeah, my favourite book, and then just like go off on one. Like that's me. I'm talking about myself here. Like, oh yeah, my favourite book. Yeah. But I'm interested in what would happen if, like, say, I'm reading something about politics and you're reading something about gardening, and somehow see how this overlaps. Because so people kind of like interacting. Because I think people are passionate and they are interested in lots of different things. And I want to kind of tap their brain. I probably wouldn't necessarily like listen to a gardening podcast or something like that.
Yeah.
But as it's kind of coming up in a different.
What about the politics of gardening? The
metaphor,
architecture. We're at the architectural festival. What about the architecture of gardening? The architecture of politics. There's so many different intersectional.
There's that saying. I can't remember who said it, but it was about putting loose stone into your own garden. Everybody tends to their own garden.
Yeah.
I don't know who said it.
No, I don't know.
It was like, don't get involved, just focus on your own garden. And that's quite political.
Yeah.
Should we just focus on our own little gardens or make a big one?
Do you know what I mean? Should we make a garden for all? Where is the garden for all in Haringey? But so what's your business idea?
Well, I think they're involved in this because they certainly to an extent here today. They're involved in some but I come here a lot. Lots of different users in this building. There's a lot of people in here. And as I sit here, I think that's always been based on people that such a big that it's really, really big cities. The problem is that there is not enough staff to make it happen. Initiatives they come up with are really good, but they need always go the community. And to an extent they have to be able to let go of something to say, you take this and run with it. Because if they try to hold on to everything, it's almost like if you chase two rabbits in a galaxy, you're not going to catch one of them.
Okay.
So somebody did they tried that they got a friend to photography last year.
Okay.
But then I saw that there were some other libraries friends that library doing tremendous things. So they put a big question people like these things.
Yeah.
So the all round of people who are in here
Yeah.
When I come in, let's say, I see the same people. So there are people in here. How many times have I gone to these people and said, what do you do?
Yeah.
You bring the positive, they like the but that's what they've got to do because they can't do it by themselves.
Yeah.
It's a community building. Get the community involved.
Oh, interesting. I mean, look, there's so many questions I want to ask you, but so basically, it's about community control. Community control. We got a new face at the table. What's your name? Antonio. We got Antonio, Anthony. We got Margot. We got Catherine. I'm Ed. I'm this talk show. We've been talking about the library. You know, Anthony is a business mentor, so he mentors people about businesses. And basically, he gave the library business idea that a good business strategy for them will be to have more community control. What brought you to the library today?
I agree. I think it's the concept of a library, of being a place. It's open on, it's not only for but also things like this.
Right. So social. Yeah. I mean, how do you use the library?
I don't use much the library. When I used to come here, it was just some books.
I mean, what was the last book you read that you enjoyed? Maybe we could go around the table and ask everyone. Yeah, what was the last book you read that you enjoyed?
Last one I've read that I really enjoyed, I'm working through it right now. It's a book called Oversubscribe.
Oversubscribe.
And it's by Daniel Quincy. It's a book on marketing.
Yeah.
It's explaining how to get your business to become oversubscribed. Really, really good. I'm recommending it to my clients.
What was the last book you read that you enjoyed?
I like that. Sounds like check it out later. Well, the thing with me is that I used to feel really bad about not finishing the books that I'm reading.
Yeah.
But now I just have several books on the go and I just dip in and out. So right now I'm reading 3 books. I haven't finished any of them. It's possible that I'll never finish them.
Yeah.
One is it's called Poor But Sexy. It's about, actually, somebody said about Berlin, the city, and it was about it being, the Second World War, it was like pretty poor, just falling apart.
Yeah.
But they were trying to rebrand it, so they could do like marketing or business. They tried to make it look sexy, and they would say, okay, yeah, it's a bit shit, but it's got a sexy vibe. You want to be there.
Yeah.
And it's just bad about the outside. So that's
interesting. But sexy would you just maybe this library could be described as poor but sexy? Yeah. I'm just gonna find out what your favorite book is, and then I'm gonna come to you. What was the last book you read that you enjoyed?
Red. Her surname, the author. It was like it was kind of Mark Zuckerberg, return of reality. Like what happens if social media becomes you like externalizing all of your memories and feelings, literally putting it I will come back to me. It's got amazing. Oh, it's called the Kathy House. And it is pretty intense. It's like lots of interlinked stories, and it starts with this like aging social media magnate trying to come up with the next big thing. And the next big thing is you take all of your memories, but literally externalize them in the cloud.
Wow.
And there are some good ones.
Wow.
I think that's not giving it away to say that.
People see what you're thinking. People see what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to ask you a question. You said that some of the books you read, you kind of read them and then you don't finish them. Doesn't it kind of, when you sit there thinking, I wonder what happened, or like is it just like you just jump into a little bit and then
nuance a little bit between
Interesting.
If it's a novel, maybe it's a little different.
Yeah.
Like the books that I tend to read recently, they're more like, I don't know, sociology, or they're about the concept. There's one I'm reading which is about deliberative democracy and how to create public space and get people influence politics. So that's the kind of thing, if I sat down and read it all, I get it, my brain would explode. So it's like maybe self-protection. But I have read book cover from cover when it was like a really great story.
Yeah, how interesting.
Quite long ago.
Yeah, this is the reason why I was just thinking about Mala's book, Cadet, because most of them are not novels.
Yeah.
But when it's a novel, it's from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, if it's good.
Last one I read, I just remember it's called Bird Mill, which is about Bird Mill. It's about the British society over the last century. Something that it's quite interesting to see in there, like society. Years ago, and how it changed.
And how really interesting. Yeah, how has it changed?
Thank you very much.
It's about society, technology, and social media.
I mean, how do you think society is going to change? How do you think society is going to change? The next 10, 20 years, what society will it look like?
AI.
Are our thoughts going to be France? Yeah. The sound effects.
AI is going to be telling me what to think, what to do. It's going to boss me around. I'm going to be an AI slave.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like Johnny Potter running, looking for that time machine to go back and find that man.
Oh my God. Oh, blimey. Is that
not that bad, but it'll be. It's incredible. For instance, there's a lot of people.
Okay, let's get final thought from you before you leave us.
There's a lot of people in my industry right now who live on ChatGPT. When it first came out, I said, I'm not touching it, I'm not doing it. And then some of my colleagues said, you're just going to get left behind. Because many of the articles, a lot of the professionals now, they're referring to ChatGPT. You write something, and then you give it to ChatGPT, and you say, can you advance this for me? And this thing is just, if I do marketing program, I'll write the marketing copy, and I'll talk about the time we need to go through. Then I give you the ChatGPT, and I'll say, this is for me. And I get so much more clients when ChatGPT writes it, it's ahead of me.
How interesting. So ChatGPT is benefiting you. It's benefiting you.
It's better than me. As I said, I thought now I'm going to do this. In the future, children are going to be right there. ChatGPT is going to be relenting. You can write how we walk.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is learning. This morning I paid $20 to go to ChatGPT 4.0 now, and this thing is just scanning the internet and taking any idea we give it, it just comes back so much more.
Blimey.
A lot of people read it now. Even the top magazines, they are all using AI because otherwise they're going to be left behind.
So blimey.
My hopes are that with AI, that somehow there's a chance that it might make us a bit freer to do other stuff that's not boring.
I hope so.
That's the really silver lining. I'm hoping that maybe if all of the everyday writing, thinking gets outsourced to a computer, and we're like, does bigger change have to happen? Are we likely going to get everyone on a basic income because there's jobs that are going to be? I don't know. I'm hoping that there's going to be some kind of big enough change that maybe we can all spend more time in the library.
Alright,
you know what?
Jamie, and we've got what's next? Rachel. We've got Francesca, Jamie, Rachel, and Elam. Welcome, Elam. I would give you a round of applause, but my sound effects pad is competing with quite a lot of noise. Thank you very much. Oh, that's what it's all about, just human clapping. So right now we're in the library, Wood Green Central Library. How is everybody doing? What's been going on? We don't have a subject. I could do a recap, but I'm interested in what you guys got to say. So what's happening?
been listening to some Latin music. We had this on.
Sorry, I'm turning the wrong knob.
Hello, yes,
now
we
we're
are
talking.
live. That's so good. Yeah, been enjoying the DJ. Had a really nice performance. Now,
Okay, you were performing?
no, just saw a performance from Chris Ross, getting some Latin vibes.
So, live with Latin vibes. Did you enjoy Latin vibes, Rachel?
I was actually nice of
It was a lot of fun in the middle.
everybody, and I really love going out and
Okay. So how did you feel? Like, how do you feel about having these performances in the library itself? Is it a new experience, or have you been to a rave in a library before?
not in a library, but in an outdoor, like massive.
Okay, so I mean, so this is interesting. So could this be rolled out to more libraries? Could this become a festival? Wood Green Library rave? Do you think there'll be some uptake? I mean, Jamie, would you come to a library rave?
Yeah, definitely. I think libraries have got such a good, unique space for things like this, and they can't just be open for the day. I think that the night time also gives us a chance to have a bit of noise. Libraries have that lovely tranquility, and I think we get a lovely contrast if we have more events in the night time here. So yeah, I'm for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it did come up before where people were saying like, you know, what are the opening hours of the library? I mean, you've got gyms which are open 24/7, right? So what about a library? I mean, Francesca, would you come to a library at night?
I mean, actually, just thinking about that, like for me, reading is more of like an evening activity. So even like having that as like a quiet space for like a cozy catch up in the evening, like evening events don't just have to be about like going to the park or being out in like a loud space, busy spaces. Evenings can also be like kind of active but in a more quiet sense as well. So
Like a mass cozy out or something like that? All right. I mean, how do you feel about this, Rachel? When you went to the big kind of like party outdoor thing that you were talking about earlier, was there like a quiet space for people to chill and maybe read a book, or that wasn't the vibe?
it was like on screen and massive, loud. People paid, but there was lots of people who hadn't paid and watched from outside.
Okay, so slightly, you know, being a bit cheeky there, but what about these screens? I mean, could we have like a mass book reading? Could there be like a massive screen with people actually reading books? You know, Jamie's up for that.
Yeah, I think the possibilities are endless with what you could do in this space. You look upstairs as well, you've also got this lovely platform area as well. There could be things going on there. That could be a bit more of an exclusive event. Maybe not invite only, but you know, that could be a little thing going on.
Okay, so a little bit maybe like an exclusive area in the library for VIPs only. How do you feel about this?
I think, you know, I'm not about setting boundaries. I want to open those community spaces, safe community spaces, bring people from all walks of life together.
Okay, what do you feel about this kind of like being a VIP on a rolling basis? So if it's your turn, just like a jury service, I suppose, you know, this month, July, Rachel, you're our
in the middle of a talk show. I guess that's an art form to some extent. I don't know, what do you think? I mean, is being a talk show host an artistic endeavor?
I think
You've done that before, so you can speak from experience.
I had a little while at it earlier, and I'm kind of the centre of some creativity, so I think,
One more act to go, one more act to go. He goes by the name of Dre.
I'm interested in this.
If everybody can come closer, come a little
Maybe
bit
at some
closer.
point I'll be an
Everybody
artist,
who's
but
right,
right
come a
now,
little bit closer.
no.
Come,
What's that about? Are you an artist? Yeah?
guys, come closer, come closer, come closer. We've got the last act of the evening. Make sure you guys show him some love. Make some noise for Dre!
I heard painting, and then okay. I mean, could you give some quick tips to Jamie here how to become an artist? Because he's kind of warming to the idea, but he's not there yet. How would you encourage him?
I would love to
What would be
just like step-by-step instructions. We could go online and there's something free tutorials. So it was like passionate about how to do it.
Okay, so if you have the passion, the resources are there. I mean, you're sitting here as an art teacher right now. Do you have the passion? Anybody here passionate about something? Anything? Could be library, could be something else. Are you passionate what am I passionate about? Is eating a creative endeavor, or is it just pleasure, nourishment? You know, it's a mixture of both, really. But you know, originally we were saying about this whole art, the art of conversation. I mean, anybody feeling like quite good about their conversational skills? Art of conversation, art of speaking. I mean, would you say that's a skill that you possess? I think so. I think we all possess the skills to an extent. Language learning in general can be very artistic. I think use of language, the language has a lot of potential to be shaped and formed in creative outputs. As you mentioned earlier about VIP and looking at languages, are there any particular VIP languages? Are there any kind of languages which have that kind of, oh, that's impressive. That's like that's an exclusive club.
Maybe not a language, but maybe just like a way of speaking, and like areas of language that I really can access.
I mean, if someone talks to me in like business terms,
I'm not there. I'm out about conversations. I can't like have that chat.
okay, so maybe using some kind of jargon, some kind of word. For Jamie will be like anything to do with art, like yourself. Right now, so what do you think? I would just see, I was listening to what you were saying. Yeah, there is some kind of conversations where people are talking in jargon, and you don't know what it's for these days. I try not to speak in the moment, like what things mean. Like you can say at the gym, there was an acronym for something, and I was like, what does that mean? I just try like getting straight away when I don't know something. Just find out. Yeah, try to find out what things mean straight away when something. I mean, do you use any jargon in your job? I mean, you've got a lanyard. Does it mean anything? Do I need to know? Should I have read some books to understand what your job is, what your lanyard is?
Yeah, we do. I guess we actually had this earlier. We use a lot of like radio jargon when we speak on the radio. It's quicker.
Give us an example of a radio jargon that an ordinary person, say like us, wouldn't understand.
Okay. And I might say receiving or standby. It's just someone else might be like, oh, what does that mean?
Yeah. And what does it mean? Are you standing by a lot in your job? Like,
to Sonia. Everybody, big noise for Sonia, please. We're putting all of this together. Thank you very much, guys. Put some more music for you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful music. Yeah, that's an interesting point, thinking about where you are. Oh, hello to the room. You can say.
I'll give you DJ Adam.
Yeah, because often music, you want music to kind of fill that space in your mind. So like,
Alright guys, don't forget about the Talkaoke. We've got the Talkaoke going on over there, but we have brilliant conversations regarding everything that we've got going on here in Harrogate and Woodbury Libraries.
And we are going, come and join the Talkaoke. Right now we're talking about finding a space to focus. Are you able to be in two places at once? We've got a new face joining. We've got Rachel, we've got Jamie, we've got Francesca, we've got Ella. My name is Margot, and what is your name?
Anthony.
Anthony, welcome. Give him a round of applause. There's some more people lingering there. You're joining us at the really right moment, because we just doing a round of names. We've got Anthony, we've got Rachel, we've got Jamie, Francesca, Ella. My name is Margot, and who do we have here? Pippa. Pippa, welcome. Is somebody there coming round? Returning face? Oh, okay. Okay, oh, you can still grab a seat. Okay, that's no problem. So, he was here earlier, but now he's going. We were talking about, see you later. We were talking about these guys work in a place where they have to be on the radio sending different messages to each other whilst being present with people and having a conversation. Has anybody had that experience? Is it easy to focus on multiple things at once? Is anybody good in monotasking or multitasking? I have to do that. I have to do meetings. I'm on a meeting and I'm also emailing somebody else. Yeah. I'm looking present. I'm also trying to have another conversation on email, and it's shit. Okay, so it's not going too well. It's not great, it's just not good. Has anyone ever noticed that you've been typing away and talking with them? I mean, are you good at that? The kind of engaged face? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. You have to ask somebody. You have to ask somebody else. Okay, give us your engaged face. Like 3, 2, 1. Engaged face. Shit, she is really good. I love that. I think I've seen YouTube like you giving workshops. Anybody else experiencing this? Have you ever pretended to be engaged but you weren't? We're talking about being on the meeting but actually being on 2 meetings at the same time. Anthony, you were laughing. I mean, you're in business from what I remember before. Isn't that great that you can multitask, do multiple things, have a think? What's your name? Kenneth. Kenneth, welcome. I'm Margot. This is everyone else. I'm not going to do a round of names. I'll do it later, but you'll pick it up as we go along. So yeah, 2 places in one time. How's that going for you?
It's organised chaos.
Yeah.
I'm good at pretending to multitask, but I'm not good at it.
Okay. But you're good at pretending.
Yes.
Okay, so a bit of performance skills, yeah. Yeah. Kenneth, I mean, are you good at pretending to look engaged? Are you always engaged? Are you always in the moment? And if so, what's your secret?
I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that.
That's okay.
But you know, it's not hard to be engaged on even like today.
Yeah. I mean, what have you enjoyed today? Because we've heard obviously music, we've heard DJs, we've got this talk. There's obviously these books everywhere looking at us. What have you enjoyed tonight?
Enjoying seeing the young performers looking just really accomplished, making it look easy, but just totally in the present moment. Really brilliant.
Okay, so young performers, Ellen, did you have a point?
You know, I'm enjoying just coming into this building. You know, I used to come frequent with Green when I was younger, and to be honest with you, I probably didn't even know it's a library, but walking in, I'm like, wow, it's actually really nice in here. Beautiful architecture. More people should know about this.
Okay. I mean, you were saying about, by the way, welcome to Talkaoke. You're welcome to join us. We've got people, we've got Ella, we've got Francesca, Jamie, Rachel, Anthony, Kenneth, and Marzo. Paul. Paul, okay. Welcome, Paul. Right now we're talking about the library, we're talking about young people performing, we're talking about the architecture of this building, we have been talking about multitasking and unitasking. Anthony just can't handle it. He's going to multitask and greet this young person. But yeah, you didn't know this was going on here.
I didn't actually. I'm sorry. I've just got a library card actually, because I realised why am I buying books when I can just go to the library and get books out for free? Yeah. You know? So I don't know, I think more time on TikTok, and there's so many like books that people recommend, and it's just all consuming. So now, coming to a library, you can really like get that community vibe. Well, to be honest, I don't. I just get my book out, but it feels good. I feel like I'm doing my bit for the environment. Yeah?
Okay, so libraries are not only kind of about community, something that you won't get on TikTok. Yeah? Oh, well, good question. Who is a librarian around here? Anyone? Are you?
No, what's the connection?
What's the connection?
Yeah, how, if this is primarily about libraries and what they can provide, etc., what's the connection? How does it come about?
That's a very good question. Does anybody know, like, what, we've got people in lanyards here, we've got our talk show, this is the library, what's going on?
So the event this evening is part of the Library Late season, and it's been curated. So as well as the young people who are performing, they also curated the evening. So they're part of Alexandra Palace's Young Creatives Network. They've been doing this series for quite a while now. So I think brilliant to see them not only performing, but taking charge of curating the whole evening.
Okay, does that answer your question?
What's the objective?
Fun. Okay, so we're doing this talk show trying to find out more people.
Have you ever been into this library before? Is this your first time, or have you come?
I come in, I'm homeless at the moment, and this library are decent enough to allow me sometimes to relax. They know that the people coming here that are homeless, and as long as they're not disruptive, abusive or verbal, the library has a good policy of turning a blind eye. Of course you get one or two assholes.
I've got a question. This is Talkaoke. When I was walking out the station, I saw outside Oxfam, there's a homeless man outside there, and I thought, wow, what the juxtaposition, like Oxfam, the sign says helping homeless people, but then there's a homeless man sleeping outside. I thought, that's so interesting.
You want to see homeless people. In the daytime, early evening, Trafalgar Square is a lovely place. Tourist, historical building, so much cultural history. You go there at 2 o'clock in the morning, and literally every doorway around Nelson College has got someone in a sleeping bag or a pop-up tent. In other words, it's a facade. On the surface, it looks better than what it actually is, but if you dig deep, you'll find that actually it's a very sinister place.
So it's almost like two worlds kind of side by side. I mean, has anybody here been to Trafalgar Square? When it was maybe, what sort of time does that
When you're homeless, you wander all over the place.
But you're saying that the libraries are actually quite welcoming places, because one of the things that we were talking about here is how do we get more people interacting with the library, and you know, who are the people interacting with the library? So this is actually really...
Yeah, but the problem was, with the innovative, that's the right word, of the laptop, the computer, the iPhone, it kind of had a severe knock-on effect to the library. If you can download something like that now, then why would you want to come in?
Okay.
I'm 60 years of age. My generation, even though I don't know what a generation is, and people that are a little bit older, a bit younger, are used to this kind of format. So a library still has its purpose, and from what I've heard over the last few years, people are beginning to take more interest again in reading books. Because what was that tablet that you could buy? And it's something green. You know?
Oh, like a Kindle, you're talking about. So, okay, so this is an interesting question. I want to spread it out. I mean, do you think that libraries are experiencing some kind of revival? Are we retired? Is it being trendy again? Like, what is it? I mean, do you have a library card?
My kids get library books out because they're so expensive to buy books all the time, and they read. So we still go to the library. They still use the library. So I think as long as people will read books, the libraries will be useful. And the libraries also is an important place to stay and study.
Paul, before you go, give us a final thought if you can, because you contributed a lot. Give us something. It could be a comment about anything at all, anything that we discussed, anything, messages to the world, anything.
If you can convey to probation, like the social service, for them to do their job as they're supposed to do, and stop riding the high horse, then that will be my message. Go to the people that are on the floor. There are so many people up and down this country that are finding it hard. And actually, there's a lot of single parents, mothers, that actually enjoy bringing their kids to libraries because it's an experience, you've got little play areas. So, yeah, that's what I would say.
I mean, is there something that the library can do more or better in terms of supporting you maybe when you need a little place to be safe?
I think that there are already organisations out there that should be doing their job. I think the library's already got entities established. It's a place of knowledge. You know, you can gather so much. I think the government or the local councils need to continue to support places. I mean, in the last 10, 15 years, they've been closing down play areas, youth clubs, you know, and it seems like no one's standing up and saying anything. We are, but behind closed doors.
Okay, so it's not as visible.
It needs to be more outgoing. But the problem with that is you're always going to get smaller organisations that are going to come in just to cause disruption, which then makes it look bad on you. Because how do you say it's not me? And we know that there's little groups that come in and cause disruption, rioting.
Like you mean groups of people kind of being
just to be disrupted. So it's a hard task. But listen, you're doing a good job.
No, but thank you so much, Paul. Thank you for contributing so much. And actually, there's a question on the table, like, can the council do a bit more just to bring this community together? Is it doing its best? Thank you, Paul, and have a lovely evening. Are the libraries kind of serving their purpose? Like, what is the purpose of the library? What's going on? And what is Haringey as a borough anyway? Anybody lives here? Anybody's got any connection to this borough whatsoever? Yeah, you live here?
Yeah.
How is it?
What, the borough?
Yeah.
The east of the borough is hell, and the west is bliss.
Okay, and what makes it hell? What makes it bliss in your view?
Money.
Okay.
The west side, that side is very affluent, and as you go
this side.
If you want to see magic, just ride a 41 bus and watch how the clientele of the people who are on the bus change as it moves through the borough, because it goes right through the borough, and you just see you'll have a different experience on one end of that bus route to the other.
Okay, so maybe there are two Haringeys, the loaded one and the less loaded one.
Yeah.
All it takes is a bus ride to really see it. I mean, Kenneth, you were nodding. I mean, are you connected to this borough in any way?
I work here.
Okay, yeah. What kind of job do you do?
I work for the council.
Okay, so what is this? So what is this? I mean, is this your experience as well, or is it more nuanced? Is Anthony telling the truth? Do you get a similar experience?
Look, I've only been working for the council for the last 9 months in a role in culture. But yes, I mean, look, I've seen the stats. The council has a lot of knowledge. I've looked at the demographics, and the stats are stark. So yes, the gentleman on my right is correct. There is a huge disparity. But I would say positively, there's huge diversity in this borough, and it's a diversity. It's so rich, and each week that I spend working in this borough, I discover something new, something to celebrate, something about the culture, about the people. It's so vibrant. Some people around this table may know that we were successful in our bid to become London Borough of Culture for 27-28. And I'm hoping, really hoping, that is an opportunity to amplify so much of what already exists that's great in the borough, and to bring more opportunity to community, to all 21 wards of the borough.
Okay, so maybe that would be an opportunity to kind of maybe blend the east and the west, or maybe spread the celebrations around a little bit more as well. So the bid was successful. Congratulations, I think it's a round of applause. I guess it was pretty competitive. I mean, okay, so 26, 27.
27, 28.
27, 28, okay, 27, 28, there's going to be lots of money for culture, because it's the borough of culture. What should we be doing? Shall we be doing away with the libraries? Should we be investing more? What should be happening? I mean, what's the possible?
I'm a big fan of Alexandra Palace, so I do work there, hence the London. But it could do with a lot of money, you know, it's a charity. It's doing amazing events, I think a lot for the borough. I think speaking about this disparity maybe between, you know, like the wealth disparity potentially in the borough, like I think a place like that brings everyone together, and the array of events that they put on are like catered for a wide audience. And there could be a lot more funding to like support those projects, the infrastructure. It's an old building, you know, so
Alexandra Palace.
I'm bigging up Alexandra Palace.
I mean, could there be some kind of like almost a tour, because you mentioned this bus, right? And obviously you mentioned the borough is really quite diverse. Obviously we're in this library tonight.
but actually we could be in Alexandra Palace tomorrow. We could be, I don't know, going on an art trail maybe with you, Rachel, later on. We don't know. There's so much to kind of go around and see and experience. And what, you know,
I mean, you know what? Since tonight, a lot of people have been talking about Ali Pali, and maybe there needs to be a bit more greenery. The library is definitely lacking that greenery. Even like wood green, you don't really see much trees.
Okay, so wood green, fake advertising.
I mean, yeah,
is it green?
Exactly, it's called wood green. Why is it called wood green? I'm actually genuinely curious. Maybe there's a book in the library about it.
Okay, any librarians? But I mean, why is wood green called wood green? And also we've got a new face around the table. So we've got Kenneth, we've got Anthony, we've got Rachel, we've got Jamie, we've got Francesca, Ellen, Pippa and Margot. What's her name?
Jen.
Jen, welcome. You are joining us at a very amazing moment, talking about wood green, talking about Haringey as a borough. It's a bit of a mixed experience depending on which side of the borough you live in, but there's a lot of things to celebrate, like for instance tonight. And also there's going to be this there was a successful Borough of Culture bid. So we're just kind of brainstorming different ideas, what could happen in this borough. But why is this area called Wood Green? Is greenery part of culture?
It used to be a wood which was very green.
What happened?
Yeah, it was a forest. It got built over. The railways came, the houses came, all the bricks came, and then the green went away. But you know, we need to green wood green again.
I mean, is it possible to somehow bring this? I mean, there's greenery culture. Yes. Could we somehow?
Yeah. Like if you don't have trees, you know, trees are enable culture. They enable shade, and where there's shade, there's performance, there's settlement, there's dwelling. Yeah, trees are what make people want to stay around.
Okay, so more greenery. I mean, Jen, are you into greenery? Are you more kind of like architecture?
Probably more greenery than architecture.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I work at Ali Pali and we've got a lot of green up there, so I get to work at one of the most beautiful places in London, really, I think.
Okay, so there's green. You just need to know where to look for it. I mean, do you go out to greenery much, or you just kind of go on this bus east-west and?
There is a lot of green spaces in Haringey. We've got lots of parks, lots of green spaces. But Ali Pali is a wonderful place, and I've always wondered why they are struggling for funding, because it's such an iconic building. It's a beautiful place, and somewhere like that shouldn't be struggling. The council should really get the money out and serve their place.
The money tree, just kind of combine the funding and
all the money they've got from the fines from all those cameras. Give some to Ali Pali, they'll have more than enough.
But you know, you're saying like it's a beautiful building. Yeah, it's definitely a beautiful building. But you know, what about the content? What about Haringey is a bit of a strange borough, because probably not that strange in comparison to other ones. Give us your final thoughts, Kenneth, before you go. It doesn't have to be about the council or funding. But you know, what's more important, the exterior or what goes on inside, even if it's not?
What's inside?
You know, Kenneth, final thoughts or any thoughts?
No, just thank you for this evening.
Oh, you're very welcome. Take one of these, and we will carry on until the library closes. But apart from that, I mean, is there anything that you want to see happening in Wood Green, in Haringey? How would you like to make your mark?
There's lots of potential things that are happening, but you know, there's potential to grow the nighttime offer, but also really think about the role that culture can play for everyone in the borough. When it comes to the London Borough of Culture Year, one of the things that we'd like to do is build on the incredibly strong work of the music service, Haringey Music Service. We'd like to see every child in the borough either singing or playing a musical instrument, and I think it's a goal we could achieve. And we want to make sure, it just reach that by the end of the year, everyone in the borough feels that there's been some benefit to them about that year of culture.
I mean, apparently there's a piano in this building. Anything to do with you? Did you know about this?
There's one there and there's one over there. There's at least two. Yeah.
Okay, so more music and celebrating that.
Look, Tottenham has 55 music studios alone. Harringay Music Service works with thousands of kids every
Green has more
every
music
week.
studios.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so we
Green has more. So there's a lot to build on.
Can I ask though? You're gonna finish your thoughts, and I've got a question.
No, I'm finished.
Okay.
I need to run, but thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Kenneth. I wanted to ask, like, what is the sound of, what is the sound coming from these studios? Is there a particular music style that's being kind of created here in Harringay? Do you know?
Listen, when you look at a borough that has the biggest Bulgarian community in the UK, West African community, Nigerian, Ghanaian, Somali community. I heard Somali poetry, music and dance for the first time at Burning Grant last autumn in Black History Month Harringay. So the diversity of the borough is one of the extraordinary things, and when you start to celebrate that in culture, in music, in poetry, in dance, in theatre, there's a lot to celebrate.
Okay, so it's a mixture, it's an eclectic style that's kind of emerging.
Spanish is the third most spoken language in the borough.
I mean, we've
we had
heard
a
some
brilliant
tunes.
Latino artist this evening.
Absolutely.
Again, there's huge variety. We've got, there's a lot to pick up.
Yeah.
Look, here's someone else who needs the mic.
Oh yeah, no, amazing. Thank you. You're welcome to share my job. It's not a problem. Yes.
What's the second most spoken language?
Second most spoken. Anybody has got any intel? And what must be Polish, Bulgarian, Polish, Turkish. Maybe somebody can find a book about this, or maybe just
On the side,
Google it.
On the side of the library. On the side of the library, there's a mural.
Yeah.
And the spines of the books have are in the languages, which the most non-English languages withdrawn from this library.
Wow.
So there's Select, there's Greek, there's I can't remember off the top of my head. But
So something to check out after this. Jamie went without final thoughts, but I will catch you later. I'll come to you guys. Rachel?
I'd like to say about libraries that it would be lovely if the library was open like all night.
Yes.
And with couches to recline and relax and chill out. Have company.
Okay, so maybe this could go on and on and on until early morning hours. So I quite like that.
It would be nice if there would be like, there's lots of opportunities in London for everybody, every kind of spectrum and every kind of field. And I was thinking that it would be nice if there was things like clubs where you could do all like different things, not just one field.
So like a mixed offer, you can try different things. I mean, that's a really good point. And also Kenneth mentioned about the nightlife, and we were talking about should the library be open 24/7, and what kind of club would happen at night? We're talking about book clubs. You were saying that actually having a little reading moment, it's kind of like a nighttime thing. Meanwhile, we've got a new person joining us at the table. Just give us your name. Hello.
I'm Daisy.
Daisy, welcome. We've got Anthony, Rachel, Francesca, Ellen, Pippa, and Izzy, and Jen, of course. And we've got this person over there. Come and join us. Take a break.
It's nice that you remembered everyone's name.
I did try. What was your name?
I'm Sophie.
Sophie, welcome. So right now we're talking about what can happen in libraries. Should this library be open 24/7? We're learning about different languages. There's a mural to check out, not just this beautiful architecture, but also we were talking about greenery. We were talking about this borough and the potential of maybe transforming it a little bit when they bid for
London Borough Culture.
Thank you very much. Comes through. But really, the way Talkaoke works is entirely up to you to decide on the subject that we discuss. So does anybody have any kind of threads they want to follow? Is he? No, you were just chewing gum, and that's completely fine too. Yeah.
I want to know who Alexandra was, and why can't he fund Alexandra Palace? Like, who was it?
Was it Dra?
Alexandra.
It was Alexandra.
Dra.
Just a lady.
Alexandra. Okay. Anybody knows something about
Named
that?
after, was it the Princess of Denmark, I want to say?
Denmark?
Yeah, it was like, but no one's ever lived there of royalty. It was kind of, it was always built as like an exhibition place for the people of Harringay to use. I'm in London. Yeah.
Okay, so somebody from somewhere else. She was from Denmark, but she founded this palace
Did
here.
they build it?
Named after her.
Yeah.
Did they build it?
It would have been like the
named after her.
Victorians, the Queen Victoria or Prince Albert who built it. No?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was it supposed to be originally?
It was kind of meant to be like, because they had the Crystal Palace Exhibition Centre in South London, so it was kind of built as in like to be the North London's, you know, answer to Crystal Palace.
And how is it doing right now? I mean, is it in competition with Crystal Palace? Probably not so much these days.
Well, actually, Crystal Palace, I think, are doing quite a lot of outdoor gigs now. I'm going to a couple later on in the year. But I guess their space burned down. Ali Pali's burned down numerous times as well.
Serious?
But yeah, Crystal Palace's structure's not there anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so not really that much competition. Pippa, will you give us your final thoughts? It could be about anything. It doesn't have to be about anything that we talked about, but it could be
Long live Library Late.
Yay! How late is late? How late would you make it?
However late it needs to be. 24 hours?
You're talking my language, and Rachel would agree with you. 24 hours. Thank you. Yes. Welcome, Jamie. Welcome back.
More 24-hour places. I think that's a shout. I think there should be more 24-hour.
Like what else?
I mean, I understand people need to sleep. So
do they?
Yeah. I just think, you know, London shuts down pretty early, considering we're like a big capital.
Okay.
You could be out in the centre of London at 11 and things are closing. You know, nightlife needs to exist to, you know, underground culture.
Yeah.
Needs to keep happening.
So nightlife, libraries open 24 hours, and clubs is an obvious place to look for that 24-hour opening. But what else? What else should be more 24-hour? Yeah, toilet. It always is about toilets.
Like, what long live library late? What is it? Is that onomatopoeia? Remind me. I'm in the library. What's that? What is it? Onomatopoeia. Yeah. Long live library late. There we go.
Long live lovely
That's our new motto.
Okay, yeah,
New motto, yeah.
Okay, can we get some t-shirts printed? I mean, Rachel, you're an artist. Maybe that could be an inspiration. I mean, long live library. You say it.
Long live library late.
Okay. Right. Do we need like a logo for this? Do we need some kind of a painting? Like Jamie, what is your contribution at this point? Long live library. Say it. Literally can't say.
Live library late.
Yeah. All right. Showing off. But what else should be open 24 hours? I mean, what is there? Yes, Francesca.
Museums. Night at the museum.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good thing.
I mean, should there be a museum here? Should this be like, oh, we're a library and also a museum for something?
You know what? Like that makes me think people's homes. I mean, all these different cultures that was mentioned, Bulgarian, Ghanaian, open up people's homes so we can go and like experience some of their food. That's what I think about food when I hear the different cultures.
Okay, so more museums in people's homes so that others can come in and eat their food. Anybody would be able? I mean, Anthony, are you a good cook?
I'm a good cook.
Would you open your house if it was in the name of the Long Live Museum Lates?
No, I'll come here and cook.
Okay, you come to library and cook?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Right.
I think that a lot of things should be open 24 hours. We didn't know that we wanted to travel on buses 24 hours until they started running 24 hours.
Very good point.
So
yeah.
Tesco's is open 24 hours. I can go to Tesco's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So let's go for everything.
Okay, so try it, yes. And I'll come back.
Some people work night shifts, like, you know, doctors, but anyone works night shifts, like, you know, security. They need to do stuff at other times of the day, like, let's accommodate the night hours.
Yeah. I mean, do you do all-nighters at Alexandra Palace? Have you done an all-nighter? I mean, maybe it's...
Oh.
I never worked all-nighter at
I don't. I was going up the hill.
Is it possible? Is there stuff happening 24/7 there, or...?
It's definitely possible. Kaleidoscope, which is the festival you guys don't know. Yeah, production will be there for 24 hours, as in like they'll be sleeping on the floor.
Oh gosh, sleeping on the floor sounds pretty harsh. I mean, have you done an all-nighter at Ali Pali?
Not at Ali Pali, no.
Okay, where?
Probably the last all-nighter was maybe like Fabric or something.
Fabric, okay. Can you, for those of us who think it's a fabric shop, can you explain what Fabric is?
Fabric is a nightclub, and obviously I'm a photographer, so I work at nightclubs sometimes. So
Okay.
that's why I was awake.
Okay. All right. I mean, do they have a book section in that club, or I mean, because they're at night, and I was just wondering about their little space.
I mean, they should. They've got lots of like lounging areas. I actually do think the idea of a 24-hour library seems sensible. Like, it's good, but also it's good for lonely people if they're like, if you don't want to
you're feeling lonely, don't go to a club. It's actually going to do the
Go to the
opposite.
library.
Why do people go to clubs then?
I mean, alcohol and books, I can just picture people just chucking books at each other at the end of the day.
Okay, should we be drinking alcohol?
Vomiting in the book. I don't know. I just say that's books and alcohol.
Yeah, but maybe it's just like pushing what book could be. Yeah, it's for reading, but could it be for something else? Has anybody ever used a book for something else other than, hey, it's a bit of a reading entertainment then?
I've used it as a placemat for cups of tea.
Yeah, do you have a favourite placemat book?
Um,
What's the most popular in your house?
Probably Shantaram actually, which is a book that's got just over there. I've been using that because I've been struggling to finish it for so many years. It's like this thick, so that's been my cup of tea placeholder.
Okay, yes.
I know that book being banned in like lots of different countries.
I didn't know. Rebel.
Okay, do you know about this book?
No.
No. Why is it banned? Now I'm really interested.
The author is very outspoken about, I think it was like the Indian Prime Minister at the time or something, and it was about lived experience during the post-partition, I think. Don't quote me on this. And then, yeah, so it's banned in certain countries. But not in this library, because it's over there.
Okay, and not in your house, but you don't have to even read it, right?
No, I'll keep it as the tea placeholder if that's the case.
Okay. Is it too controversial, the books? They don't want to finish reading it? Yeah?
Now I know it's cancelled. I don't want to be reading a book by a cancelled author.
Okay. I mean, isn't it so mad, right? You come to a library, there could be so many books, books, but actually some of them may be like illegal books. Just the thought of it, I don't know, it just like blows my mind. Sorry, I'm just thinking about that, but you had your hand up some while back. What do you about
Wait, can I just try to finish it because I was doubting myself.
Yeah.
It's based on his own life. Some Australian bank robber and heroin addict escaped from prison and flees to India. And the novel is commended for its vivid portrayal of life in Bombay.
Okay.
So he goes to India in the 1980s after being a bank robber and a heroin addict.
So there's,
I don't know why it's banned, but
right, but it seems to be banned. But like there's India, there's the tea holding kind of aspect. Maybe it all links together. Maybe everything is connected. I don't know.
I think a lot of books get censored in India. I remember working on that documentary about it.
Yeah, so it's more censored.
Maybe that's why it's banned.
I mean, is there a censored book section here? Anybody knows? Anybody's aware?
I think not entirely aware, but I know that in other libraries they do have age-restricted sections. So that could be their version of the censored section.
Okay. Yes.
Jamie thinking of the Harry Potter library.
Harry Potter library?
The restricted section.
Okay. Have you ever read Harry Potter? Anybody on this side of the table? Have you read any books that were controversial or banned? Are you drawn to something like this? Or do you think they maybe shouldn't exist at all?
No, I haven't read any.
No. I mean, what do you use books for rather other than reading? Because you told us about the oversubscribed book that you were reading. I mean, anybody else is using books for something else?
Always learning. Mostly business books or self-help books.
Okay.
Those are the two that I read most.
Self-help. Anybody got some tips on self-help? Anybody got some good tips?
Meditation, surrounding yourself in places like this with new people, and yeah, not being afraid to talk about how you're feeling. Don't hold it in, let everyone know we're all struggling at some point, so yeah, just get it out.
Okay, so let it out, share it out, everybody's struggling at some point. Oh, final thoughts, Izzy. You thought you can just like sneak out, but you can't. I mean, you can, but it's much nicer if you give us your final thought. Where are you off to and what's going on, and give us your final thought.
I'm off to going home. Yeah.
Are you
work
reading
tomorrow.
something tomorrow?
Tonight, yeah, I'm finishing off. What's that artist? John something Baptiste, Michael Baptiste. So his not wife, but his long-term girlfriend was actually really cool as well. So I'm like reading her biography. It's only like this small, and most of it is about them doing drugs all night. But it's kind of like she writes it funny. She's interesting.
Okay.
And then final thought. This was sick. This was so cool.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the fact that, do you know what it was? Like, I hate awkward silences, I hate them, but the fact that you can carry them and make them feel comfortable is such a talent, and I felt, you know, that it's difficult, right? Because when I first, what's this called? Talkaoke. No, as in like when I first sat down. It was hard because there was a kid, and then there was me, and then there was like older people. So how, like, it's hard anyway to talk to strangers. It's even harder to talk to people who are different ages because it's harder to relate. And the fact that you were able to like carry that space and keep going round and round and round. And I was here the first time I sat down. So I've not left this place. I've always been here for like 20 minutes or longer. Do you know what I mean? I felt comfortable. So that's a real talent. So thank you. And thank you.
Thank you so much for getting involved. And we're here all the time. Maybe the self-help line from you would be: people do more talkaoke. Talk to strangers, to children. Talk to children. Anybody talks to children? Have you spoken to children?
I was working in a school last year, so I had to talk to children, unfortunately.
You had to? Oh, damn. Okay.
They're insightful. They bring joy in unexpected moments.
Yeah? I mean, Daisy, have you spoken to any children lately?
Not recently, no. I don't have any children in my family, and I work in nightlife, so there's no children in those spaces.
I mean, why not? Because, I mean, like, should there be children permitted in like all-night spaces? Should there be a crash in fabric?
I don't know if a crash in fabric would be a great idea. No. I feel like it could lead to some irresponsible decisions.
I mean, it's like you come in with your child, you drop it off, but then you may come out with another child and just like be a parent for, you know.
I think this is
it could happen.
Going back to the 24-hour library, like it would be nice to have more spaces that all ages can go to at that time of night. You know, if like kids wanted to go and socialise at like 8 p.m, they can go to the library with their parents, whatever, rather than it kind of everything stopping for kids at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of give that freedom. Even kind of, I think coffee shops being open later should be a thing. Like not everyone drinks alcohol. Some people want to go for a cappuccino at 8 p.m. and like they can't.
Would it be a decaf though? This is the question. I mean, what time is like a safe time to be drinking coffee until?
I mean, I feel like it's a personal thing, isn't it? I can't drink caffeine after like 4 or 5 o'clock. But I know some people that can have an Americano at 10 p.m. and it'll be fine. Go to sleep in an hour. So I guess it's a personal thing, isn't it?
I mean, I guess if you're drinking coffee, that kind of helps you keep engaged with books. I mean, I guess it's, I don't know, does everybody find it easy to finish books around this table? Anyone? How is your attention span when it comes to reading? Do you need to keep yourself stimulated? Anthony?
Yeah, I can finish
No problem?
No problem finishing a book.
How quickly did you finish a book?
The fastest I've ever finished a book was a week.
How long was the book? Was it as thick as his coaster?
It was a big book, but I was in desperation. It was a business guy who wanted to. I wanted his help, and I met him on the Tuesday, and he said to me, "If you," he phoned me on the Friday, and he said, "Finish the book, and then I'll meet you, and I'll give you the business advice you need." So I had to finish the whole book because I was scared that he would ask me something. It was his book, so I had to read it. It was a big old book.
Yeah.
But I did nothing else but read from I woke up till I went to sleep, and I met him on the Friday, and he was true to his word. He helped me, really helped me to build my business.
I mean, I have to applaud you for the commitment and the kind of determination. Desperation, your words. I mean, would it be easier to kind of plonk yourself in a 24-hour library just to kind of get that reading experience, or are you happy reading at home? Because you said you made time for sleeping.
Sorry?
You made time for sleeping in between reading.
Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to reading, I read anywhere. I could read it. I do like sleeping on public transport, but when I'm not sleeping on public transport, I have a good read.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, but has anybody ever tried to impress someone by reading a book, finishing a book? What's the most kind of biggest thing that you've done to impress someone? Jamie?
Well, in terms of reading was the biggest thing I've done to impress. In terms of like reading was the biggest.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've read that many impressive books, to be honest.
I mean, when you select your books, do you read them because you're interested? It's like, oh, when I'm seen on a tube with this book, people think like, well, that's what I do. Yeah, it's like, hey, look what I'm reading.
Yeah, definitely out of interest. I think I'm more of like pick and choose rather than just just like a random, you know, like if I walked in here, I probably wouldn't pick up the first book I find. I'd probably, I don't know, go to a specific section. And, yeah, so maybe I should be a bit broader with my outlook.
I mean, the first book that I've just looked at is just salads. Salads. Or saladas. Salads is the how you spell salads? It is. So there you go. So salads. I'm kind of making like a word salad right now, I suppose, and just like filling time. Yeah?
I haven't read a book to impress anybody apart from that my business mentor, but reading in public, I remember years ago I read a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and I had a lot of trouble reading that in public.
Why?
Because the title. I'm sitting on the train and I've folded the book right around because the title says How to Win Friends and Influence People. And in my head I'm thinking, they're going to look at that cover and they're going to say he's got no friends and he's just trying to manipulate everybody. And the book is a really good book. It's a book that makes you look at yourself. And I got the book because I wanted to be better at business. And all the book kept saying to me is, you've got to be better. But the title, it was very hard to read.
It was misleading maybe, or was it misleading?
No, because you can win friends and influence people, but it's all about you making yourself a better person to do that.
Okay, so you were ashamed of reading this on the book because you were worried about the judgment that may come your way. I mean, is it easy to influence people? Is it easy to make friends? I mean, yeah? You find that easy after reading that book?
Yeah. It's easy to influence people. People are very easily influenced for good and bad. Yeah. That's the reason why people are taken advantage of, because there are people who are very influential out there all the time. So yeah, if you know what you're doing, and if you read those kinds of books, then you should use them for good purposes.
So don't manipulate, play nicely. Yeah. I mean, you were saying, you know, the kind of self-help tip that you said, it's like, you know, open up, share your worries with others because there may be somebody there. But you're saying actually, you know, there's maybe that opens you up a little bit to be manipulated and influenced because you get influenced.
I agree. I agree with. I can't remember his name as good as you.
Jamie, no worries.
Jamie.
I'll introduce you.
I agree with what Jamie says. You need to be able to do that because if you don't open up yourself, then you become a really, really cold and hard person. Sometimes you have to open up yourself enough that sometimes people do take advantage of you. Because if you don't, then you will never trust anybody. And sometimes you have to put trust in people.
I mean, is being open good for business? I'm just wondering. Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sorry. Being open has been good for business because when I'm teaching somebody how to start and grow a business, I just tell them the truth. You know, when I started my business, I went to Edmonton County Court 7 times, and because they were trying to repossess my house. So I tell people, look, I've been to hell and back. I used to run a course called When the Bailiffs Come Knocking. How can I teach that? Because they kept knocking on my door. And so I've helped hundreds of people of how to deal with these people when they turn up at your door. And it's by being transparent and saying, look, this happened to me. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And yes, I did make financial mistakes, but this is how you can get over it. So being open has been very, very good for business because I can just say to someone, look, this is what happened to me, no shame, let me help you.
Okay, so I think that's actually really brilliant. You're kind of sharing your experience, but you know, you were saying, you know, your determination also kind of keeps you going. It's possible to overcome and fight back the repossession of the house and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, and here we are in the library. So how does it all link? Anybody? Anybody? How any of this links together? The openness, which is good for business, the vulnerability, yeah, and what is kind of on, yeah. I feel nothing to, yeah.
I thought that the homeless person coming in, I thought that was kind of vulnerable what you shared, like, this is a safe space for him. Earlier they were talking about safe spaces and she feels comfortable there. And that's really important because they don't really have anywhere to go. So, it's an open place, you know.
And do you think that maybe making libraries more kind of homeless people friendly, is that going to, like, what is that going to do to the spirit of library? We were talking about that before. I mean, like, is there a place in this borough, in any borough, for library staying just library, or idea for it to be other things as well. Yeah. Welcome, Rachel. Welcome back. Are you going? Oh, Francesca, before you answer.
Would you like to final word, Rachel?
Yes.
Thank you. It was nice getting to know everybody.
Really good to meet you too. What are you going off to do? You're going to be reading, you're going to be making art, or sleeping?
Sleeping.
Sleeping. Don't blame you. If there was a little bed here, would you sleep in the library? No. Okay, so maybe. Yeah, but we were talking about libraries. Thank you very much, Rachel. We were talking about libraries. Do they need to be other places? Is being library just not enough? Or definition of a library is changing?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's got a place like the library has to like represent and cater for the people that are attending. And I think if libraries are attracting, you know, different groups, like why not? Why not use that space for, I mean, you gotta think like the library open like 7 hours a day. I don't know how long the library's open for. And they're kind of like, I don't think we're losing our libraries. I think most boroughs have like a good number of libraries. So if that's like a stable place in the borough, then it should be used for I don't know. I'm not quite convinced of what, but I'm up for it.
Yeah.
I think tonight's been a good demonstration of the potential for that.
And you know, it's interesting what Paul was saying about Trafalgar Square kind of changing. There's always, you know, in the daytime is one thing, in the evening is something else. One side of the borough is one thing, the other side of there's always like these two sides of the coin. So I wonder what is the kind of, you know, what are the opportunities?
Well, I guess the libraries are paid for mice.
There's loads of them.
Okay, we were talking about nature. I mean, should this be a mouse-friendly place?
It is a mouse-friendly place.
Already is.
There's lots of mice here, and we are now in. We're in the mouse's domain at this moment now because the library's normally closed. So the mouse has looked at his time and he said, "This is my time
Okay, what's
now."
going on now?
You know, one of the things I think that what we're doing here is very, very powerful because we are talking. There needs to be a table like this in the libraries and somebody in the middle and bringing people together because we're in a time where I look at my children and my daughter came to me the other day with a WhatsApp message and she's asking me how to reply to her friends and I'm worried because I'm thinking to myself it shouldn't be that difficult to reply to people, but we have lost the art of communication, of talking to people. And when you can't talk, when you can't communicate, if you think about when countries go to war, they always say the talks broke down. Gotta talk. And I come in here tonight, the young man who did the last performance, listening to his lyrics was really, really fantastic. But for me, coming here and just, I don't know anybody here, but just sitting down and having a chat and listening to people is fantastic. We need a lot more of this because we're losing, because of screens and the way we communicate, we're losing the art of conversating with each other and understanding each other. Because most times when people have differences, it's because you just don't understand that person, and we have to let go of trying to make people agree with us. Nobody has to agree with you. You just have to let people be, have conversations and just get to know and understand, and some things you're going to like, some things you're not going to like. But this is great. We need more tables like this.
Well, thank you very much. And also the call out goes to people, anybody who wants to, I don't know what time it is, but we'll probably kind of
10 past.
10 past 10.
10 past 10, because if anybody wants to kind of have a go in the middle and just see how it kind of works from the middle, you are welcome to it. But it's really interesting because before you said this, we were talking about, oh, are you an artist? What about conversation? Is there an art form of conversation? Is there something that can be, you know, mastered into an art form? And maybe there is, but also you're talking about this very kind of immediate problem of young people maybe not knowing how to communicate, and can library, you know, play a role in helping us through it? I mean, anybody here, when you were a young person, were you a confident speaker? Was that an easy thing to do? Like, can you reach back so far to your childhood? I mean, how was it? Daisy?
skills or conversation skills, but it doesn't matter because your phone's gonna autocorrect or like, instead of sending a message, you can send an emoji as a reply, and it's like, I think people are getting very used to this way of communicating, and perhaps isn't the healthiest and the most kind of efficient way of communicating. And I do think it's a problem with the younger people today, kind of only knowing communication via screen and not kind of the in-person, like social clubs and when they were younger, little things like that. I think there is a ripple effect. And obviously social media is a whole other conversation.
So I mean, in a way, young people kind of missing out on, I don't know, this kind of like deeper experience and ability to communicate, or is language or communication evolving? Could you communicate emotions through emoji? You were talking about, what emoji would you be right now, kind of thing, but is it evolving? Are we losing something?
Yeah, I think you can definitely communicate through emojis and graphics, things like that.
And the radio even.
And the radio, yeah.
Creative with that.
No, for sure. I didn't used to use a lot of emojis, but actually I use a fair few. I think they can be very funny. You can also just react to a message and not even have to reply with an emoji, and people know what you're talking about. So I think they're powerful things. Yeah.
So is it about kind of creating like another layer of language? I mean, is it complementary to the kind of human face-to-face communication? I mean, are you guys worried that this is gonna, I don't know, make people lose those communication skills? Or it's just like, no, it's just another mode of communication, don't worry about it.
I think it's just an addition. I think it'd be a bit worrying if people started to say things like laughing face, which is an emoji, or things like that, if they're saying them out loud maybe. But I think for now they're fine as they are. I think they're a nice addition to messages. You can show your love to your friends with lots of different coloured hearts and things like that. Yeah, I think emojis for me are here to stay, but yeah.
Okay, so you're definitely an emoji person. I mean, what advice did you give to your child on this thing? Did you know what to say in the message?
Yeah, with my children, I am now restricting screens with them because I realised when I was young, I used to watch a show called Tiswas. Now, most of you won't be as old as me. Tiswas. It was Chris Tarrant who runs, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That's where Chris Tarrant started.
I've got sound effects for that, but I don't know where it is.
He started on a show called Tiswas, and it was absolute madness. And my dad hated me watching it. The thing about children's programs was that they would come on a Saturday morning and they'd be finished at 12 o'clock. Then you had to go and find something to do. My son is, he's 11, just turned 11. If I let him, he will stay on the screen all day long. And I'm looking at the limitations, because if he looks up, he plays Roblox, and that's all he does all day long. So I'm realizing if I let you do that, I had Tiswas and those programs, but it was a tiny bit of a Saturday. What's happening with the young people now? They can select what they want to watch, and they can watch it 24 hours a day. So, and then they don't take in life experiences. There's so many. Sometimes he answers me questions. I'm thinking, I'm going to tell you this. My daughter this morning turned 15. Said to me, "What's cricket?"
What's cricket? Cricket.
What's cricket? And I thought, okay, you're supposed to know what cricket is. Now, she's not addicted to screens, but come on. You can just go and have a deep dive into something that you're interested in, and you can just be there, and you don't know what's happening in the world.
In the world, meanwhile. Okay, I mean, should libraries therefore have like a ban on screens? Should this be like a no Wi-Fi, no screen plays, just kind of...
No, just bring tables like this.
Okay, so more tables. Francesca?
I mean, I couldn't go through studying without a screen, like, typing essays, researching, finding like so much information. Yeah, I mean, it's a well-known kind of debate, but like there are positives to having that access, like having information so accessible. And that it's a shame that it's via a screen often. But yeah, I mean, you don't go and get an encyclopedia out to look stuff up. I mean, when I have conversations with people and like someone will bring something up and I'll be like, oh yeah, let me check, like let me look this up, let me find out the name of that person, the name of that film, and I think
so it just became like part of...
Yeah, it's
yeah, they definitely should, because so many people don't have computers. They rely on libraries heavily to print, to do job applications, to do their school or uni work. And so I think, yeah, as long as they're not interfering with the reading that goes on and they're in like the appropriate place, I think they should definitely stay.
Okay, so keep this here. What is space saving? Like, I'm not a fan of the Kindle or anything, but like, you can get so many documents, so many books on one screen, and I think like that's really valuable for like when you're short of space. I mean, this library doesn't seem to be, but
okay. So you're saving time, you're saving space, more to the point, and actually it's a really good thing for a reason. But I was wondering, so you were shocked that your daughter didn't know what cricket was, but was she ever shocked that you didn't know something that was completely obvious to her?
Probably.
Any recollection?
Oh yeah, when during the lockdowns, the lockdowns exposed me to to my children of the maths. My daughter brought some maths in front of me and I thought, what is this? What am I seeing here? And I
you're a business guy.
I don't know what was on the page, and I thought to myself, they need to open up the schools, because in a minute my children are going to know that I'm done.
Okay, I mean, I think this is a very important moment, like in growing up as well, like realizing that maybe your parents, they don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember that? I mean, can parents ever fully protect themselves from coming across a bit, like, you know? Yeah. Ella, when did you realize that maybe?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
What was the kind of moment where you felt
Well,
like that
no,
doesn't actually...
it's a different generation. I suppose sometimes I have to always explain things to her. Like, say I'm laughing at a meme, like she wouldn't get what a meme is. Like, it's just a completely different language. So I have to like break it down sometimes, especially if it's like an image or something like that. That's when I'm like, okay, different generation.
I mean, you know how they've got like these albums, like I was at something yesterday, they had an album of architectural pictures. Yeah. That was beautifully published and stuff. Could there be a book like this for memes, just to kind of, you know, just really kind of uplift it a bit into like an art form a little bit, just to kind of explain, show validity of that as well.
And there's a conversation on TikTok that I've seen that talks about how a lot of like the digital content online will exist in years to come. Like for example, Vine, and that disappeared, and a lot of the content has been deleted and can no longer be found. So, you know, what are we going to do with all this online digital content? You know, we don't have libraries to put them in. They're not printed. A lot of users, creators don't really own it, you know, once they post it. So I think that's an interesting conversation.
Okay, so what happens with the stuff that we put online? Is it going to be forgotten? Will I even be credited for this amazing meme that I came up with? Like, is it going to be just doing rounds on the internet? I mean, we probably are coming to an end, and we should soon be doing final thoughts. But I wonder, is there anything kind of on your minds right now that we haven't talked about, or we wish we could talk about, because we can? And yeah, anything that you want to throw into the mix. It doesn't have to be about libraries, it can be about absolutely anything.
When you guys first started doing this, did you get quite disorientated spinning around the whole time? And not like dizzy, but I was genuinely thinking earlier, you switch between so many different people for the whole thing, and have to keep track of so many things. Like how was that at the start? Do you still get a bit like whoa sometimes with it?
Well, I mean, I've got to say right now it's quite easy because everyone's on one side, but it's definitely something you get used to. Ella?
You know what, I agree, you kind of get used to it, and when there's more people around the table, it's even more fun having to like, I think I kind of like the chaos of it all.
Yeah. Jamie, we can do even an experiment now where I jump out, so on this side, these people sit here, maybe they'll space around, and you can have the experience. And we've got one more person for Chester. Do you want to jump in the middle? Just have a feel?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go on, do it. Give him a round of applause as well. That's first time in the middle of the Talkaoke table. Come on, give him some love. You can go over or under. I'm going to go under.
I jumped in.
Over it. No, on there. You know where the speaker is?
Oh yeah.
Where the speaker is, just go over this. This is more sturdy. Or just go under, yeah, exactly. And now I'm going to sit behind you so it's really
not sure it's enjoying my glasses.
Oh, is it not okay? You don't have to do it. If it's annoying your glasses, just use the pink mic. It's fine. I'll take it off. Yeah,
I'll take it off. Okay. No technical difficulty.
You are free.
Okay, before we open it up.
Give me the rest of this so you don't get tangled up.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing about Talkaoke. You get easily tangled up. Alright.
Alright, should we give it up for our amazing hosts, guys? I think they did a great job tonight. Yeah. But yeah, I think we should carry on with those final thoughts. So.
Yeah, I mean, sure. So hey, I don't have a final thought yet because I just jumped out. But maybe just maybe do a little recap of what we talked about from what you remember. Doesn't have to be, no one's going to test you on it, so don't worry. And then just see from people's faces what they're interested in. It could be that they're interested in sleeping.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so I think we covered a pretty broad range tonight, from mental health to the borough of Haringey to your kids to. But yeah, it's been an amazing spectrum of things, and of course the library that we're in right now. What were your key takeaways from tonight? Were there any things people said that particularly surprised you as well, which you weren't expecting people to come out with?
I think I need to have libraries more on my radar. There's clearly a lot happening. Like, you know, events like this, so just looking around, there seems to be other stuff happening in this library. And it's not too far from me, so might try and get back onto a library membership. That's been a big takeaway from tonight. Otherwise, I really enjoyed the variety of people we had. I felt, you know, there were moments where I felt like we were making good headway on like important topics of discussion, and I always was thinking like, but who's listening to this that's gonna like implement something and take this away? So I don't know if Talkaoke has some power in that, but yeah.
Yeah, go libraries. And what about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think part of the reason why we do Talkaoke is just to kind of get people, firstly talking, but then also brainstorm some ideas for how to move things forward. And in my experience, everything kind of started the conversation anyway, and then it's just how we progress that and seek opportunities. We've got a business person over there, which is always really good. But what I wanted to say, like, why aren't your kids here?
Sorry?
Why your kids aren't here?
They got school tomorrow.
Yeah, but could you do school at night? I'm just wondering, I'm just curious.
School at night.
Nah. One thing I do want to say is your ability to remember names is amazing. Woo! And when I was younger, I could do that. I used to work in Selfridges, and I could remember most of my customers' names, and I didn't realise that one day a guy came to me, and his name was Mr. Newton, and he was from New York, and he said to me, one of the things that impresses me about you, he said, you know my name. And he said, every time I come here, you know my name. And he said, I won't let anybody else serve me. I didn't know that. That was in my 4th year of being in Selfridges. And I didn't realise how important people's names were to them, especially when somebody would meet me, they would say to me, just call me, their name would be shortened. And I'd say, no, what is it? How do you pronounce it? And then I take the trouble to pronounce it, and it was important to them. So the skill that you have there, that's so important. And if more people would take that on, because people's names are important to them, and you're just remembering it right now. I'm gonna go and jog my brain and get my remembering names, because I'm not as good as I used to be. Nowadays, if somebody says their name to me, within about 10 seconds it's gone. So I need to do better. I'm well impressed.
Well, but you know something, I sometimes struggle to remember people's names, but I think we were talking about that multitasking, unitasking, and that kind of stuff, and I think if you can focus on that one thing, just to remember people's names and just be present in the moment, it gets easier. But I think the older we get, or like the more things we have to do in life, that is just not a priority. Yeah, it's nice if somebody remembers my name, but there's so many things like running through my mind at every given moment, and screens are not helping, like chilling out, then it's hard to focus on those simple things. So yeah, I don't know, maybe there should be some kind of Yeah, I still think the libraries should have like a ban on mobile phones at least. If somebody's here to use a computer, different thing, but just ban signal.
And Daisy, what were your thoughts on tonight?
Well, just going back to the name thing, I think also people really like hearing their own name. Like, not in like a big-headed way, but like when someone addresses you by name, it just makes you feel more like noticed and more recognised. I think that's a really beautiful little moment, especially from this Talkaoke, which is kind of, it's more personable, it's more kind of individual, rather than like we're a group of people having a conversation. It's like, no, we're, you know, Jamie, Francesca, and it feels more of like a community space, even just around this little table. And I think it's cool this table has brought out like people have been like honest tonight around this table, like felt comfortable enough to be honest. And I think that's really cool because like 2 hours ago it was just a group of strangers, and now you kind of know little like interesting pieces of other people's lives. And I think that's just a cool takeaway. You know, based around a table with people that you wouldn't normally. I know that we work together, but apart from that, like people that we wouldn't normally sit and have a conversation about cricket or conversation about a book about salad. You know, and I think it's just these little nuggets of information that you pick up. It's really nice. Like this has been a really nice moment, and I think it's tied in so nice with the whole library links to the community and the fun of what's going on. Yeah, it's really cool what you guys are doing. Really cool.
100%. And what about yourself, your final thoughts?
Sorry, say that again, my final thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit about what you were saying about remembering names. I think you're right. You know, one of my jobs is a receptionist, and when I remember the people's names, they always are like, oh wow, I didn't think you'd remember my name. So it really is, does a lot for people. It makes people feel a sense of belonging in a place.
Nice one. Well, I think that's me done. Unless you want to say anything else.
I mean, well, you can have a final thought as well, but I think maybe there could be somebody in this, I mean, do people in this library know people's names, or could there be like an official greeter, someone whose job is to say, hey, how's it going? But anyway, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, I think my final thoughts are, I think it definitely makes a big difference, right? If people are taking time and energy to get to know you better, get to know your name, and it's like if someone smiles at you in the street, if you're having a bad day, that can really perk things up for you. Things like the little things in life, right? It's quite a cliche saying, but I think it's very true. But yeah, thank you again. Like, it's been really cool, and I hope to see you again somewhere.
I think you're a great host. I think you'd be really good in the middle. Definitely, absolutely. Is this your first time in the middle then?
It is. I'm very touched. That's very generous.